And we did. That was before we did the actual thing on the boat, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was the day before. But we had already
just worked
gone.
your ass
we
off?
had gone to that the Thrasher deal, and we had gone to
Yeah, we went to the Thrasher stage to try to check out Mothership and Integrity.
and then we went to
And-
somewhere else.
Well, we'd been doing some heavy drinking too.
Lots of
I mean, it's
drinking.
not like because we hadn't been to Austin in forever, me and Dustin together, and so naturally, when you get to Austin, you're like, "Fuck,
Let's
let's
drink.
tie one on."
Right, yeah.
Immediately, the
Yeah.
first bar we went to, we're like, "I'm gonna try to take it easy," but as soon as you get into the first bar, you're like, "I love this place so
Right,
much."
yeah.
Bam, bam.
Yeah.
All right, you ready? And what was the first place we went to?
Probably
That
to get
Lucky
barbecue.
Lounge or whatever it was.
All I know is I was on a strict diet, and two things that go out the window when I go to Austin's: my sobriety and my diet. It's like fucking
Diet's
woo!
gone.
Yeah.
All right. So don't be afraid to get up in those mics because they're kind of weak. But
All
Gotcha.
right.
y'all sound okay?
All
Our
right.
headphones working?
Are
Everything?
we
Yeah.
late?
Sound
Dang, we
good.
keep being late.
Yeah, but we get good conversation.
We do get good
So
conversations.
if people pre-roll,
Conversations.
all right, let's do this.
Oh, was that on the air?
What?
Any of that?
It's
free
the
stuff?
live. Mixler heard it, but it's not going to be on the actual show that we post,
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
Is that how it goes?
Nothing discriminating.
Like none of our shit about Duel, the Duel beef, but we've talked about that on the show.
The man in black fled across the desert,
We
and the
have.
gunslinger followed.
This episode of the
Guns
is brought to you by
Geist Note.
You ready? We getting the cue? There's some serious business right here.
This program contains graphic material, including offensive language. Viewer discretion is advised.
Get the iHeartRadio app. Now you can hear the same shitty music you hear on the radio on your phone or tablet. Not done listening to the latest Breaking Benjamin jam? Don't worry, you can take them into work with you. Are the Bobs giving you a hard time about wearing your Toby Keith shirt on Jeans Day? Tune them out with some boot in their ass. You getting all worked up watching the new Nicki Minaj video? Take it into the bathroom and finish stroking that fine white cock. iHeartRadio app. Listen to the same shitty music you listen to on the way to your shitty job any time of your shitty day.
Show number 269. It is July 3rd, 2018. And this is Christian talk all night tonight.
All right.
With
Mountain of Smoke.
being the soundtrack of our Bible discussion this evening.
Yeah.
So, I want
It's-
everyone to open up their hymn books.
First Psalms,
Open up the
23:4.
Yeah. We're going to kill our gods.
Whoa.
Jeez. Oh, it is
Pre-4th of July.
pre-4th of July, and we're going to spend the next 2 hours breaking down our favorite fireworks.
phone.
That was my
We've
plan.
gotten into trouble for doing that. You have to watch
Have
it.
we?
Some of those, the names of the fireworks has pulled us into the gray area.
Yeah,
A
they
few
get-
times.
They're
They're dicey at times.
those are not PC.
Not hashtag
yeah.
Me Too friendly
Yeah, no.
or
Whisker doos, whisker don'ts.
Black Lives Matters. Whiskey Doos.
Yeah, whiskey doos, whiskey doos.
Oh, yeah, there are a few.
You mean to tell me you don't have any?
You think if we went out to a fireworks stand out in Weatherford, there would be some labeled that? Some mom and pop small stand, they'd be like,
You're talking about the chasers.
yeah. No one still names them that, right?
I bet in Alabama, there's in Pensacola, the Panhandle there.
Yeah.
I bet you that you could find some labels that are like.
And a lot of somebody was posting something the other day that I swear those companies like because they're mostly made overseas
Yeah.
and the grasp of the English language isn't great, so it's just
Yeah.
random words stuck together, which can sometimes end up being
Yeah.
Extremely
Dicey.
racist.
really dicey.
Dicey.
Yeah.
Landmines. You got to look out for those. As
Yeah.
white men, you have to look out for these landmines.
Well, I remember there being a firework a few years ago. It was one of those little cones that spray the sparks out the top of it,
Yeah.
and it was
Is that
Fountain of Cum.
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
what-
The
Yeah.
pussy whip.
And
and it was made overseas, and you're
yeah,
like,
they're probably like I don't know.
Hmm.
That's just a phrase they use, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
they don't care.
Yeah.
Nope.
I don't understand your English.
I don't understand yo Chinese. It's cool, man.
No Chinese don't understand my English.
Yeah.
All right, so
They have some stores now down, like, I just got back from the Gulf.
yeah,
And there's some straight up firework. Because I only found those big depots and stuff out in the South, like towards Mississippi east, pretty much, in Louisiana.
the big warehouses
But they
full
have
of
them now.
fireworks.
Yeah, down in towards
Yeah.
Houston and stuff, they have them
There's
now.
some in
And I
Weatherford.
heard, oh, that's what, yeah, you told
In
me about
Hudson
that.
Yeah.
Oaks, there's
Mhm.
big giant ones. Yeah,
Yeah, are those like pretty legit? Like they
but they're only
You gotta-
open the twice a year.
Right,
And it's
yeah.
like 2 weeks before.
The ones in Alabama though,
They're
I
open
don't think
year-round.
they close.
Yeah, they don't.
Yeah.
Louisiana too, right?
Yeah, because
And
like
they-
when we went to Alabama a few years ago, it was
It's
It
insane.
was like June. It was open.
And there were
it's
truck
like
stops.
it's
Yeah.
like Sam's.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Sam's of fireworks.
Yeah.
As far as size and everything goes.
I remember truck stops having, like when we make the cruise to Florida,
Yeah.
you'd pull into a truck stop for gas or whatever, and you walk in, and they'd have a section of fireworks, and you're just like,
Yeah.
The
Gasoline, fireworks goes
why
fine.
not?
Yeah,
and
Yeah,
not
that's
just
perfect.
and that's the thing too about the names. That wasn't the only thing that's like crazy out there in those shops. Some of those firework rigs that they got set up, like there was this one thing that was black cats. It was like a roll of black cats, like this high. And I'm
Yeah.
like, man, if you like trip and spark up with your belt buckle or something and like set that thing off, you're done.
Yeah.
Everyone's done in here.
Yeah.
There's no way you make it out of that alive.
There are those rolls that last for like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
You light it, and you're just
God.
done, and you're like,
And it's
like,
so
what's
fun
the
when you do
enjoyment
it.
out of that?
Yeah.
See, I like that. I like
About
doing that.
2 minutes into it, I'm like, that's fucking annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
See, I like
pour
that.
gasoline on it and let it all go at once.
Right.
Yeah, that's a lot cooler.
I like that though. I like the 45-minute black cat time, like sitting there and watching that for 45 minutes and just thinking what people like the neighbor. I'm one of those assholes. I like thinking what the neighbors are doing. That's my whole joy.
Well, they immediately think it's
Fucking
gunshots.
motherfucker.
Yeah.
God
Yeah.
damn it. How long is this fucking thing going to go on? And you got to do it like where right around 11:30, 12ish to where it's not way overly late, but it's enough to be annoying.
Late
and-
enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fun.
I saw last night, I drove back from Dallas, and it's been forever since I've seen this, but I saw some kids throw out a roll of black cats on the highway.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Car swerving and missing. I'm just driving by going, yes.
See,
Remember the
Reminds me
M80s?
of my youth.
Yes.
The
They're like,
M80s are
Yeah.
you
great.
could hold the black cats and be like, remember when you would hold the black cat that you'd bite the tip and then light it and hold it?
No.
You ever do that?
Nah,
You guys
I,
ever
I
do
like
that?
my fingers, and I
Yeah.
like using them.
I've always been terrified of.
I have
Yeah.
too,
seeing
because
anything
you always
like
see
that, yeah.
someone's. Well, what's his name that plays for
Yeah.
the Giants? Blew his hand half
Yeah.
off and couldn't catch a
Oh,
football
yeah.
ever again.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's that
I'd
guy's
always,
name?
I'd always like hold them in my hand and light them and then
Throw
toss
'em.
them real quick. That
Yeah.
was about as dangerous as I got with it.
I actually went through a spiel where you'd bite the tip and you'd hold it up and it wouldn't hurt you. And then until it did.
You seen those
Until it did. And then you
those YouTube videos of those fucking retards that like tape
put
them
it
to
on
their
their mouth.
lips
Yeah.
and then
What?
light it?
Or the guy
Yeah.
wasn't there a big fat dude for a while that was like putting rolls around his
Oh
his
yeah.
body and lighting it up too.
What's
People
wrong
have gotten
with
brutal with fireworks. Remember that? Well, you guys had Roman candle fights, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
Roman
yeah.
candle
Oh,
fights
yeah.
were all the time.
Yeah.
I always try to do a bottle rocket baseball, where you'd have line up with a bat and then somebody would just shoot it at you, and you see if you could make contact. You never
Mhm.
made contact, but
No.
I mean,
No.
It's just fun.
yeah,
Fireworks are still fun at
Was
all
it
ages,
was
right?
it Jackass
Oh, yeah.
where
Yeah.
they put the bottle rocket in one of their assholes?
Oh,
and
yeah.
lit it?
They all
Yeah.
did it.
Steve-O,
And
of course.
It-
Didn't they tie one to their dick?
Yeah,
And let
yeah,
it launch
yeah.
off and it yanked
Yeah, I
back
think
and
that
then
was what
blew up
Chris
and
Barney
everything.
is.
Yeah.
Try-
Oh man,
Well,
I know what I'm watching
it's
tonight.
4th of July talk.
Guys,
That and Joe Dierte.
Yeah.
I have a bunch of GoPros and some bottle rockets
You
in the
gonna do
garage
that?
if y'all want to tie some off on our dicks and shoot them off in the backyard. My favorites were the
Good.
mortars. I always loved the mortars,
Yeah.
but I never put them in the tube.
I like the Saturn missiles.
Yeah,
I just light them and throw them and let them explode everywhere and
I worked.
chaos.
Have you ever been up to Amarillo to see the big play in Palo Verde Canyon?
Yeah.
Texas, a musical drama.
Yeah.
So I was a stage manager on that one year, like 2003.
Uh-huh.
And the guy that did pyro for the big fireworks show at the end was the most insane motherfucker I've ever met.
Like
he was
Kenny
this-
Powers-esque.
yeah,
Like,
this
"Whoa!"
guy, like he lived in a shed
Yeah.
next to where the play happened. Like you'd only see Gary whenever it was time for like
Of course his name's Gary.
yeah. And like
So he's
He would
kind
just-
of a play carny.
during the day, he would just blow shit up, and like we had a big problem with rattlesnakes out there. And if you caught a snake, he just wanted it, and you never
Oh,
knew what
gosh.
Gary was doing with the snakes. But
Think
yeah,
I can light that snake on
Think I
fire,
can do-
man?
yeah. His,
You-
yeah, he was weird.
And now you're talking about him in past tense. None of
Is
these.
he still
I
living?
Snake
I
name
seriously
or-
doubt it. So the big lightning bolt that happens in that play,
Yeah.
It's
don't-
pyro.
it's Primacord, yeah.
Yeah.
So my job was every day I'd get there at noon, and I'd climb up the side of the cliff, and I'd tie the rope off, and then I'd come back down, zigzag it, and then midway through the play, it looks like a lightning bolt.
Yeah.
About
What is this?
Texas, a
the-
musical drama?
And it's in.
It's in Palo Duro Canyon. It's like a big musical.
Uh-huh.
It's terrible, but
Is it? It sounds.
it's not. It's,
sounds
I mean,
pretty rad.
it's
Is
like
Gary
it's
still
like a
working
Six
there?
Flags show on crack.
Is Gary still there? That sounds pretty cool. Like something
I
could
don't- I'd
happen.
be
at any-
amazed. So like I'm climbing it like a month into
Do they
this
drink
job.
out there and stuff? It's like
Oh yeah, but so I'm climbing it like month into the job, and he was like, "Hey, you're not taking your radio and your cell phone with you, are you?" I was like,
hmm?
"Yeah," and he was like, "Oh, that'll totally set it off." I was like, "I've been doing this."
you something
For
you
a
probably should have
month.
told me the first
Like,
day on the
he was
job.
like, "That'll totally set your charge off, man." I was like, "Thanks for the heads up." A month into the job, yeah.
Something I probably should have known the
I'm
first day.
sorry, there, Brooks. I'm sorry, man.
Sorry, man.
Yeah,
Hey, you hold this rattlesnake for me, though.
it was basically like dealing with Boomhauer.
How long
Yeah.
have they been doing that play?
Since I was
I've got to look this thing
man,
up.
I was in like
Have you been to this?
Yeah, we went to it one time going through there on vacation, and it was like
we used to go when
Texas
I was a
the
little kid.
musical.
Yeah, musical drama.
I was a little kid. When
Texas
I saw
the
it.
musical drama.
Yeah, because it's dramatic.
Musical drama.
And there was another one that also, like Missouri had one
Probably Branson or something.
in Palo Duro,
right
first thing
outside of
comes up.
Branson. I
Yeah.
can't remember. Like one of them was extremely racist because they had a cabin they set on fire.
To be back in the day, the Texas musical drama was iffy.
Really?
There's some of the stuff that was
Were
in
there
the play
Klansmen in
there
it?
weren't in that. No,
Okay,
no, we
then
didn't
that
go
was the
that far.
Missouri one.
Yeah,
That was the Missouri one, okay.
Nowhere near that.
The,
Maybe some cringeworthy language or something here and there, but yeah, nothing.
I've been to
nothing quite
something
that
like
far,
that in Arkansas. I think my parents drug me out to the Jesus story, like the resurrection story. There's a place in Arkansas where they do something outside, and it was like that. And they had the coolest part. This is sad, but the coolest part that I thought was they'd have these random parts during the play where like the light would see up, and all of a sudden the devil would like look around the corner, like
Tight.
this. Yeah, and it looked like Darth Maul, the devil. And I was like, whoa,
Like,
man,
whoa.
yeah.
A Sith
It's like,
Lord
yeah.
in the middle of this.
Yeah, and you would hear, and it was
Badass.
funny because they would shine the spotlight on it, and everybody in the crowd like, ooh, and then I'm like, Dad, whoa, the devil, I see right there.
So
That's weird.
I recently, like, my wife and I got back from a trip from Vegas the other day, and we saw the animatronic show at Caesar's Palace, The Fall of Atlantis, I think is what it's called. Have any of you guys seen that?
I haven't seen that.
Never
Dude,
heard
that
of
was
it.
like some subtle Illuminati satanic shit going
Just
on.
random.
Like
Right.
like it's an animatronic show. I guess it's been around for fucking years or something like that. So it's like all robots and stuff like that. And this guy, the king, I guess, of Atlantis, like comes up on his throne just out of the ground.
Is it Jay-Z?
And he's on like some fucking like demon pterodactyl fucking thing. And I'm just like looking over at my wife, and I'm like, "What the fuck are we watching right now?" And there's families and like kids and strollers and shit. And this thing's like fucking. It starts.
Your edibles are starting to kick
in. It starts fucking spreading its wings, and fucking like there's like flaming swords and shit like that. And I don't know, man. It was like really satanic, but really fucking badass.
What's that?
At the
What's
same
that one
time.
called? What is it called again?
I think it was like called the Fall of Atlantis or something like that. It's some cheesy animatronic show at the Caesars. On the Strip in Vegas, and
that's what they should have done with the
Showbiz. Been around for
Showbiz.
years. Or
Showbiz
something, right?
Pizza.
Make it all Illuminati.
Yes.
Illuminati Fall of Atlantis.
Yeah.
And free pizza.
Was there an orgy after this? Did it lead
Nah.
into an Illuminati orgy
I mean,
type
it was
thing?
Vegas. There was
Nah,
somewhere.
Not enough robots, I think, or they didn't have the technology back then. To
Was it quite Westworld yet?
Yeah, it's a Westworld orgy style.
Yeah.
It's just
You know they've got to open up speaking of Westworld, I still haven't started season 2, but now that it's over, I'm going because everybody's like, don't mess with while it's going on, binge it
because it'll piss you off.
It'll piss you off. They said just binge it. So
pissed me off.
But someone's got to put a park out somewhere.
Where you can fuck
Westworld
robots?
Park, where you can.
Like,
I think I saw something about. Actually, I saw
just-
something about Russia that they had. There's a place that was open 24 hours a day for the World Cup, and it was robot fucking.
And it's just
Are
a
you
whole
serious?
bunch
That's
of.
what I saw somewhere. I don't know if it was. I didn't look into it. Yeah, fancy fleshlights. just you walk up to it and drop trow, and
it's a bunch
It's like
of
a urinal.
oh, Dustin,
Yeah.
I'll catch up in a little bit,
Yeah.
Dustin.
I'm taking this one.
it's just a bunch of jackhammers.
That
on
was
their
one I
side with
used.
flashlights.
Oh, it's a good one. Yeah, but no, I read something that they
It'll
had
be in
like
Japan, right?
It's got to be.
That'll be the first
Westworld?
one, right?
Mhm.
The
Yeah.
first one will be in Japan because they're into all that weird stuff, and at least it'll be clean.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, they cleaned up the stadium after themselves.
I
after
heard
their
about.
loss.
Did y'all hear
Yeah, I
about that?
saw that. Yeah.
They
Wait,
cleaned
what?
up during the World Cup. Japan
Their fans
were
were like cleaning
cleaning up the stadium.
Really?
behind
Even
them.
though they like the games they lost, they would go and clean up the stadium.
They left
and
a
stuff
they left a thank you note to Russia in their locker room.
in the locker room, all thanking them for the visit.
like
and
what
everything.
nice people. They're like Mormons.
Super
Right.
nice.
The Russians were still thinking about how to poison them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're like,
They're
how
up
to
to
take over the
something.
country.
dear Putin, thank you for not poisoning us and letting us live. Man,
So
animatronics talk.
animatronic.
I love it when
Robot
that. You know who's who loves that stuff is Darren in Pinkish Black.
Oh yeah.
He would like to hear that story.
Yeah.
I'll be
No,
sure to
he's-
tell him we
he's-
got that
he's-
show
yeah.
with him.
He's super into that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really want to find him an old Showbiz Pizza setup and just take it to his house and drop it off. And be like,
Have you been to his
here
house?
you go, dude.
Mm-mm.
No,
You-
but I've seen pictures
I-
all through it.
I did.
Is it nothing but
King Camel did the Twin Peaks like band lottery thing.
Yeah.
So we practiced at Darren's house. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Like it is.
I'd imagine it's pretty
yeah,
cool.
it's pretty out there, man.
What's he
There's
got there?
it's like collectibles from like Showbiz Pizza or like all these random spots. Like it is.
Yeah.
DZ. or
It
anything?
nothing from DZ that I saw, but no, it was crazy. Yeah, it's exactly what it should be.
What you
Yeah.
imagine his place
Plus
would
a
be.
bunch of wrestling stuff too.
Yeah.
So it was a nice. Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
after
man.
you showed me that video of him on
I should've
what
worn
is
my
it, American
shirt for
Idol,
Yeah.
Brooks.
I'll believe it.
I've got mine in there. I
Yeah,
had it on.
He got
and
me a sweet ass Hulkamania shirt
I should
from
go-
I saw that
the store.
on
man.
y'all's Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should go put mine on. I had it on earlier, and Jennifer goes, "I hope you're enjoying that shirt right now."
You know what? Brittany like spilled something on her hand the first day I wore it and wiped her hand off of me. He's like, "What are you doing? I just got this, man." I was like, "You're just gonna wipe snot on my brand new Hulkamania shirt?" It's funny. I wore that shirt probably 4 hours and got like 6 people commenting on it.
Oh,
Man,
yeah.
where'd you get that?
Yeah.
Like I went to Guitar Center to kill some time while she got her nails done right before the trip, and there was like 3 dudes in there like, "Man, where'd you get that?" And I was like, "Oh, my buddy was at the real store."
I mean,
in
anytime
Florida.
we play a show and he's wearing one of his 13 or 14 Stone Cold
316?
shirts, I mean,
Yeah.
it's always at least
Hell
one
yeah.
or 2 people. Hell yeah, man! Fucking
Yeah.
Austin 316,
Yeah.
brother.
Yeah. Every
We-
time.
It is awesome though.
You didn't
Fuck
do Stone Cold month this year, did you?
I did
in March,
no,
right?
No, but I did it hard March of 2016.
2016, yeah.
Yeah.
I did like
did the
did you do
whole
it
month.
I kind of
2017?
half-assed it 2017, and this year, to be honest, I kind of forgot.
Forgot.
Well,
But
you had a new
to
kid
be
and
fair,
stuff. You had kids.
if you're around me a lot,
Every show.
Well, yeah, I mean, and Stone Cold never.
It's a way of
yeah,
life.
See,
yeah,
I
it's
want a
way of life,
badass
yeah.
Stone
Yeah.
Cold shirt, but
I
I'm
just
worried
bought-
now. People are like, you're trying to be like Brooks.
I just bought 3 more.
You get a bunch of tattoos now, man. So you can be just like him.
Start stealing
That's
guitar
it.
players from House Arcona.
Which, by the way, let's introduce our
Yeah,
guest
go ahead.
and call out the people that are not here.
Yeah, let's do that.
We have our favorite. We haven't had these guys in forever. And
Is this y'all's 4th time in, right?
Third?
3rd or 4th?
I
3rd?
think this is my second
His
time. I
second, my
missed the
third.
last
Yeah,
time.
Brooks
Yeah,
is-
yeah.
the-
Yeah, Doty came with me last.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was you and Doty last
yeah,
time.
it was just Doty and I last time.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
it's been a while since we've had Mountain of Smoke on the show.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we were just asking the other day, we're like, man, we need to get them back in. And then I think you texted Dustin or someone said, hey, I got
Yeah.
an album. We have an album that's about to be done. So,
Yeah.
well,
And
we-
it is done.
It
Yeah,
is.
it's finished.
ladies
is
and gentlemen,
done.
I give to you Mountain of Smoke.
And so to catch up
Hey.
in the little gap we've had since you guys have been on,
Because Doty was in?
you kicked out one member of House Arconin and
And
brought
then-
another
wait,
one
yeah.
in.
And then Blood of the Sun took him in.
Yeah.
Can we talk about that?
I don't know how.
I don't want to piss anybody off.
Yeah.
There's been some switcheroonies done.
Yeah. Yeah. We had Doty for what 5 shows.
Yeah, it was a
yeah.
couple shows.
Yeah. And that was actually it. That was
That was
That
fun.
really was a trial run thing where like Doty was just as much in the idea of like this isn't really making it. This isn't changing much. Like it-
Y'all
it
were
was-
loud as
yeah.
fuck before, but now it was even louder.
Yeah, yeah, and then it was just one of those deals to where like it wasn't really
Well-
changing the dynamic much, and you
Yeah,
know,
like we always kind of like think of ourselves as like strictly a 2-piece, and anything that we add is just like a bonus to it. And when we did the stuff with Doty, I mean, got mad respect for Doty, and I mean amazing guitar player as well.
good dude.
And I mean, we played a couple shows with them, and they were all good and stuff. But I mean, we kind of wanted to only do it if it was gonna add to the sound, or like make the sound a little bit different. And yeah, I mean, just add to the sound. And after a couple shows of practice, we were just kind of, it was just
And he was on the same
yeah,
page.
I mean,
yeah,
he felt
yeah,
the same
yeah.
way too. That like, yeah, it's not really adding too much to it. We're just kind of falling into the regular 3-piece guitar, bass, drum kind of sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he wasn't doing, like the times I saw him with you, he wasn't doing diddly, diddly, diddly
No,
wailing
yeah,
Yeah.
no.
guitar solo
No,
stuff.
not
He was
at
just
all,
kind of
yeah.
chunking and going along
Yeah.
with it. So like you said,
No, and it's there was no drama there. Like literally, I came here from eating dinner with him. So
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
all is well there.
It was only
yeah.
5 shows.
Think
Were they
so.
spread out or
does
something?
that count White Zombie?
That might actually be counting White Zombie too. There weren't many. We
Really?
only did it a handful of times. Yeah, there were one in Dallas, one in Arlington, one in Austin. That might be it.
Yeah.
That might be all.
Yeah.
And then 2 White Zombie. Did y'all play both
2 White
nights?
Zombies. Yeah.
Oh,
No,
we did that
we
2
3.
years.
Yeah, we did it
2
3
years.
times. Yeah.
Uh,
But we did
we
2
did one
nights.
show the first year, and then 2 shows the
Yes,
second year.
yeah.
Okay.
And I would do it again in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
And then we tried adding our buddy Jake, and then it kind of did the same kind of thing. It was just
On
Yeah.
guitar?
Was he on guitar?
Yeah,
we,
it-
we kind of did the same thing with him.
I
and
think
it,
we've learned that just adding like a 6-string guitar.
It's not what you
yeah.
want to do.
No, yeah, it doesn't.
I mean, it makes it sound awesome, like heavy, loud,
Yeah.
full, great. But I mean, it just doesn't really add anything, and it kind of takes away from. And I mean, I don't want to sound all fucking whatever, about
Oh, we're
being in a
Radiohead.
2-piece or
Radiohead
But
anything
sound
like that.
fucking all
Yeah.
whatever. I like
You
this.
sound
but-
Radiohead of Smoke now.
Yeah.
Just playing.
But I mean, that's just kind of it's just always just been kind of Brooks and I.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and-
Yeah.
Well,
And
or whatever.
we
And
bring
then-
that up because now
Yeah,
there is
well,
a change.
Yeah.
When, so that Alex has been trying to get us to do that for over a year now. He's been trying to get us to let him do pedal steel with us, and like the whole time we were like, how the fuck do you do pedal steel in a sludge metal band? It doesn't make any sense.
It was weird at first. The concept, trying to think about what it would
Yeah,
sound like.
it didn't make any sense. So when we kind of finished the album up, and he was still talking to us like, "Are we ever gonna do this? Are we gonna do this?" And I was like, I mean, I don't know how that works, you know? Like, I don't see what you're talking about. So we went into the studio, and we just basically had him meet us there to do 4 of the tracks. And we're like, let's just start here. We'll do 4, and then, you know, next time around, we'll see what happens. And then what he brought to the table and what he had in mind was so off the wall and cool that we were like, all right, we got to push pause on the record and have you go back and write for the rest of it. And so he went and finished up his parts, came back in. Because what he's doing, it's pedal steel, but it's
like synth
it's not
almost,
pedal. Yeah,
but
it's like
you can't tell that it's
It is
synth
synthy.
and-
yeah, it's like and he creates
But it's not
like a whole
it's not
atmosphere.
cheese dick Cincy though. Like
No.
synthy,
There are
Cincy.
times. I was telling PJ earlier before you got here. There are times when, from everything I've listened to so far, you forget it's pedal steel, and you're just
Yeah.
like, "What
Yeah.
the hell is going
Yeah.
on?" And then you have to remind yourself, "Oh yeah, it's pedal steel."
Yeah, I
Yeah.
bet you
Going
guys
through,
get that
who
a lot
knows
too
what
with this
the
release.
hell?
Yeah, I mean, I may be wrong on this, but I don't know of anyone else that's tried that setup, and then even if they had tried that setup, doing what he's trying to do with it
Uh-huh.
is a whole different thing. So I
But
mean,
I think,
he
like, what
he
you
brought
said,
that
like,
to the table.
That's what he adds to it is atmosphere.
You
Yeah.
think the
And I think
first
that's
thing
what
that
we
people are
needed.
gonna like when you hear, oh, we're gonna throw some pedal steel in, a musician like for someone that loves and like completely goes through music and nitpicks. Oh, what's going on here? What's going on here? What do you call it when you deconstruct music?
Yeah.
If you deconstruct it, the first thing you're gonna think of, oh, they're gonna put a southern weird sound
Right, yeah, yeah.
sloppiness on
They're
it.
gonna
That's
try
what I
doing, like-
thought
and
whenever
it's
you brought
not.
up the idea.
Yeah. No, I
And
was
it's
thinking like
completely
yeah.
not that.
Yeah.
That's what's cool about it.
I thought he was going to try doing kind of like what Weed Eater does or something like
Yeah.
that, you know, but not at all. Like instead it makes it, you know, with us being, you know, massive Blade Runner fans and writing 2 albums about Blade Runner, he kind of leans it harder into that too. Like he, because he's recreated kind of this Vangelis sound
Yeah.
on that to be able to add to what we were already trying to bring up. So,
And he sent us a video before we like even really heard anything of what he was gonna do. He sent us a video of him playing the opening theme song to Blade Runner on the lap steel, and it fucking sounded like
Started-
almost like the movie. Like it was
Yeah.
fucking great. And
And then
once
it's
I
crazy.
heard that, I was
Gaining
like,
traction
"Fuck
in your-
yeah,
in your
all right,
head,
let's do
yeah.
that."
and realizing he wasn't just wanting to like do what he does in like Convoy,
Yeah.
but in Mountain of Smoke, you know, like because I was like that's not gonna.
The weird
I
pitchy
can't- like,
sliding
yeah, I
stuff doesn't
couldn't have,
really
like,
work, but there's like a weird it's a weird screwed up like dissonance to everything.
yeah, yeah.
And it's like all the times I've seen you guys, I've always thought like it'd be cool to have some high pitched keyboard stuff in there.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
That's just very weird, not structured, just kind of half-ass falling apart through there. And that's kind of what it does.
Yeah.
It's all right there. It takes the upper registry frequency-wise, and it's just all just kind of dancing around everything, and it's great.
The selling point for me was like, you know, watching how PJ and Alex immediately just started bouncing ideas off each other. Like when they started working on the writing of Alex's parts, I just sat there and
Let them
fucked
do
around
their
my
thing.
phone,
Yeah.
because like they were immediately bouncing ideas back and forth and just working and like coming up with ideas back and forth that I was like, all right, these guys are
Had you
running
heard?
with it.
I
so.
know. I'm sure you guys are obsessed about your music. When he started first tossing up the idea of, hey, let me come in. Did you guys go do homework and like list? Is there any other metal or sludge or any kind of metal aggressive music that has an actual slide play or pedal steel player that's not not douchey?
Yeah, I
I
didn't
really
yeah.
looked
Actual
it up,
arty.
yeah.
No,
Not that I
artistic
know.
Yeah.
arty.
Yeah, I mean, but it is like what he's doing is kind of arty to it. And I mean,
Mhm.
yeah,
It's
it
artistic.
definitely adds that. Yeah,
I mean, I definitely know like metal bands with synth and stuff in it that
Yeah.
do kind of have a little bit of a sci-fi vibe, like Wand and stuff like that is like a real good example.
Yeah.
But it's nothing like what he's been doing with it.
no,
And
yeah,
mean-
Ministry has used pedal steel
Oh,
here
yeah.
and there.
yeah, they probably
But wasn't
it's
it kind of
not
twang? It was kind of still
a
in the
firm
theme,
thing.
wasn't it?
I found out
It was in a country theme.
They-
No,
wasn't
no,
it?
this was in
It was like
their heavier
abstract.
stuff. Yeah.
there was a band, or is a band, I guess, in Louisiana, fittingly enough, that they
Damn
it-
redneck.
it's drum and pedal steel, and I just found out about them recently. but they don't play it at all like how Alex does, and it's just those two members, and it's like detuned playing riffs on a pedal steel.
What is he?
So-
What his tuning? Is he down in drop B or
He's
or
in drop C with me.
drop C?
Yeah.
Fuck
Yeah.
me if I
Y'all-
know, man.
he- Y'all standard twos?
Detuned
Yeah.
a pedal steel?
Yeah.
Okay, that hurts my head.
Yeah, yeah.
Right
I thought
there.
y'all were
Just
lower
watching
than
him
C.
play that thing
No.
fucking hurts my
So
head.
you've
I
always
didn't know
been
he
in
got
C?
like knee
Yeah.
shit that he
God,
does,
your
and
bass sounds
fucking
like
weird, man.
a dump truck though. It's time. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
thought it was so lower than that.
No,
It's
just-
always been drop C.
Yeah, it's just the pedals that I'm using. Like
Yeah.
anything outside of drop C, always like I have a hard time with my low E getting like clarity out of it. So
Uh-huh.
Agree.
yeah.
When
So,
you start getting that low, like we were jacking around with stuff down, A,
yeah,
and
it
I was
just
just
all.
like, this doesn't work for me. I
why
mean,
am I here?
yeah,
Like,
I mean, it's just flub.
Yeah. I could be fieldy, or I could,
That's the first bass right there, as I point across the room and people are listening, that I've actually had built for a deep tuning.
yeah,
But it's just B. It's a
Yeah, yeah.
5-string basically on 4.
right, yeah.
But when you start getting any lower than that, it's like
Yeah,
this is
you-
ridiculous.
You start losing, yeah.
and you're not even pushing your speakers.
See, I've never done it,
No, yeah.
and so I'm like a kid in a candy store right now because I'm messing around on Logic with all. Like I dropped down. David wanted to mess around with Drag the Ocean and drop it from drop C down to drop A, and I love it.
Yeah.
Like once your ear gets used to it, to me, because I've never done it.
Yeah,
I've never been that. I've never been in a band that went lower than drop C. And now that I'm there, I'm like, oh, this is so cool sounding.
Right,
It
yeah.
sounds so awesome.
Our old band, the guitars did.
Yeah.
So me and the other guitar player would drop down to like A, stuff like that. We would mess with tunings. But the bass player hated doing that. So he would stay in standard tuning and then play to what we were doing. Because
Yeah.
he didn't like getting down that low.
That's
but,
what I do with them.
Yeah.
Is like it just doesn't work.
Yeah. No,
You don't drop tune to their tuning?
Not to A. It's too deep. I got to start kind of rewriting things. And
I could see as a bass
make things
player why I
work.
would do that.
Yeah. No, Ricky and our old band, he hated doing that. So we like me and the other guitar player would mess around with our tunings all the time. But he would just, he wasn't playing with that.
Well, I also want to say on air, I know we were talking about it before, but another reason that the stuff with Alex does work really well on the album is the producer Michael Briggs. I mean,
Yeah.
that guy.
Did he have a
is-
blast with that?
Yeah, I think he did.
Yeah.
Had he ever done anything?
No, I don't
with
think
pedal
so.
steel?
Well,
I know he's done a lot of different stuff. But
Yeah.
I don't know if he's done anything like that in particular. But he was a big influential part on that, especially like when Brooks said like when Alex and I were kind of bouncing ideas off of each other.
He was right in there too.
He was
yeah.
right in there too, and I mean Alex
I
would
was
play
just looking at
something and
memes.
Michael would listen back to it and be like, well, I don't know about that. Can we try this effect on it? Can we try this type of note or this type of progression? And Alex would do it immediately. And I mean, that to me, like, showed a little testament to his musicianship as well. That, there's one song, I think it was Leon, his little solo part in Leon. We were kind of messing around with different stuff. And I had a thing in my mind that I knew I wanted to do. And I told Alex, I was like, do you know like anything that sounds like kind of like Egyptian or something like that? And he was like, oh yeah, fuck yeah. He just started fucking doing it right off the
Yeah.
bat. And I was like, that's perfect. Fucking,
Yeah.
that's great. And Michael agreed with it. And
Yeah.
it just flowed really well, the three of us. And Michael
have to take a
Briggs,
listen to
Michael
Leon.
Briggs, Civil Audio, fucking
Yeah.
very,
Yeah,
very
this
good
is
dude.
Michael Briggs is someone that has popped up on the radar, I guess, within the last couple of years on my radar.
Yeah.
I'm almost positive he was a photographer at one time,
He may have
or
been.
a videographer.
I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah.
At the Observer when I was there. I'm almost positive.
I remember
I'm
him talking
thinking
about him doing video stuff.
Yeah, I
Doing-
can see that.
video, maybe
Yeah.
some still work, but he did. We were talking about this earlier. He did this whole session that's on the internet called the
Violationist.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Violationist sessions are
Yeah.
amazing.
That's what first. That kind of first alerted me to both him and Terminator 2. I knew Terminator 2 was around, and then I saw his session that he did with them, and that was before they'd added Rob, I believe. It was still a 2-piece, and like that was like put both the band and him on the radar. And then releases he did after that or what made me be like, all right, this guy knows what he's doing.
I geeked out once on, True Widow. I was trying to find
Yeah.
all the stuff, and then came across those sessions,
Yeah,
and they were on his website. And then I was like, well, what is this? And I started looking. I was like, okay, it's 3 songs and 3 questions, like every band. And then I started going through the list of bands that have been on there, and I was like, holy shit.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
freaking amazing. And
How-
they were all done in his living room or
Yeah.
some shit.
And he doesn't do them
It's
anymore.
amazing.
I think
The-
he's bringing
Does
that
he-
back.
he
I
should.
I think he does it
'Cause-
when it
and
works.
if he doesn't?
yeah. The old house he recorded in was a way better setup for that
Than
type
it
of
is
situation
than the one he's
than I
in
think
now.
where he is now. Yeah, it's a tighter setup. It's
Uh-huh.
really good for a studio, but for doing what he was doing with that was kind of a whole different ball game. Because he was actually his old place is where our old band had recorded. It was a whole different studio before that, and then like we ended up. That's where we met him. Yeah,
Well, Michael, we have a house for you. And
We're gonna get
it's
him.
very
I'm gonna send him
central
a message
to,
tonight
he's a good dude.
DFW.
and see if
Yeah.
he wants to
He
be
might
on our
be listening.
podcast show.
Might
He's
be
solid.
That'd be
dude,
awesome if he
man.
did listen because we want to get him on. James has been talking him up since they met.
Yeah.
And
Well, I
we've-
really enjoyed working.
He's
with him
really
a lot.
loved the hoof sessions they've done out there.
Oh, they were
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
All the hoof stuff
we're
has been
gonna
done with
the
him.
drag the ocean. We're gonna like he kept telling us. He was like, "Why are you pulling your hair out over there? We're trying to record your own stuff." He's like, "Just go to this guy."
Yeah.
Have him,
And he's
he
told
was
us
going to
about Briggs.
pre-pro all our stuff
Yeah,
so we could work out, fine-tune some junk, and then do
We
it
just
for real.
played with a band that just recorded with him, Master, but with 2 S's. It's like ass.
oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But they're
okay.
really good. But they just recorded them too. It's like I think everyone's kind of finding out like this guy knows how to do that sound. But he can do like I've heard some
Yeah.
of his like really pop stuff or
He does
real
like
indie stuff, whatever
opera
it is.
people.
Yeah, he records some opera
violinists.
stuff. Like he can do whatever he wants, but like
Mhm.
he immediately understood when we walked in, and it was like, all right, bass, drums, a whole bunch of distortion pedals, a bunch of fuzz pedals. All right, I know how to handle this, and he
Yeah.
immediately got that down. And then we bring Alex in, and he was like, "Yeah, I got that." Like immediately, he rolls with the punches.
It's visual. He can see where the direction
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
trying to go pretty
and,
quick.
and he'll add in stuff when when it's right. But
That's
then
what
he'll sit back and let
Yeah.
us figure it out at the same time. So
That's
he's
what
great.
he's just as good at producing as he is as engineering and
Yeah,
everything
very
that
much.
he's doing.
Well,
Yeah.
those the
we didn't pay him
the
near
s-
enough. Don't tell him
We need to stop talking about it because by the time we get
Yeah.
there and do anything,
It'll be 800 a track.
that.
But the sessions, those sessions, it did when I first started watching them, and like they go back to 2012, 2011,
Yeah,
something
yeah.
like that, and how good they sounded.
Yeah.
And then you start, as you're watching them, you start looking around, kind of geeking out on how everything's mic'd, and
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit, this is set up.
yeah,
He
No,
knows
really
his
well.
shit, man.
Yeah,
he
no,
knows his shit.
And we
it was
played
amazing
watching.
watching him do the keyboard strokes and shortcuts and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
that
Did he
was
do it
fucking
all with his
incredible.
laptop, or did he have a
No,
board?
he's got a whole.
He's got a
he's
full
got
board.
Stuff, yeah. But no, we played a show at his old house, which was Macaroni Island, because he ran a venue for a while too, and it was great. It was like just a great house setup, and he was running sound for you at a house show. So you've got a guy that knows what the hell he's doing, but in a house show setting, to where it was like.
Is
it
he
was
the one
perfect,
doing
yeah.
all the Orkanaut? Because Orkanaut was big into these house shows up in Denton and
That's
stuff.
just
Was
Denton
he-
in general. I
Yeah.
think. Yeah, those.
but it wasn't.
yeah.
It wasn't involved
They
with him.
love-
I
I
don't
don't
think.
think
I think they
knew
probably
him.
played his spot, I imagine, a couple times, but like, I don't know what it is about the city of Denton, but they love to
House
wreck a
shows.
living room. Yeah, they will destroy a living room.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I've been to some Denton house shows and played back, and this was in the '90s too, the late '90s.
Yeah, they've been
they were
doing
they
that.
were
Yeah,
doing
they've
it
been doing
then.
it forever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just what. Yeah,
Denton.
Even
was-
growing up down
was that
here.
one with the cat and Dave's
Dave's house. Yeah, and then we
Dave's
played the
house.
last house show we played was in Denton, and there was a moment because it's Denton, and so it's like 18, 19, 20-year-old kids drinking some Keystone that somebody bought for them or something like that, and like PJ and I were sitting around like at this point in time I'm like well into my 30s, and I was like, the fuck am I like? If
Can I
the
get in
cops
trouble?
show up
Can I
here-
get in trouble
Yeah,
when this
they're
party
like,
gets shut
hanging
down?
They're
out
like,
with fucking kids.
Yeah,
and
they're
shit,
like,
man.
You're like, man, I have kid. I'm gonna have to take my kids someday to a school. I have to be allowed around that school. We're good
yeah,
here.
yeah. No, it was like.
Oh, we're just talking about drinking.
I was like, where's he going with this?
No, man.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, we're gonna get him on. So, but anyway, we didn't want to jump right into y'all's stuff. we didn't even do shoot the shit. But to
Oh, we
catch,
can
we had
shoot
to
the
catch
shit.
everyone up though because we have to call out. We mentioned Alex's name,
Yeah.
Alex Johnson from House of Conan, Convoy. Everybody knows him. He's
Yeah.
a badass.
Yeah.
He
Steel
now
bearing
plays
hand
with y'all.
now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
still
yeah,
bearing
yeah.
hands. Which-
Is it a corporate? What are we going to call it? A secret?
super band here.
No, is it a secret? What he's running the pedal steel through?
I've
know.
never actually looked.
I know.
I mean, I know he's got a bunch of
He-
shit
How many
over
shows
there,
have y'all
but-
played
he
with
does,
him now?
He does like videos on steel pedal stuff, and he was talking about showcasing some of the
Yeah.
stuff he does with us. But then again, he was like having second thoughts about it because
About
he didn't
showing
want
off,
anybody
exactly, yeah.
stealing his shit.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I don't know if it's a secret or
He's
not.
got like
Yeah.
5 or 6 pedals over there, but I've
Yeah.
never actually bothered looking at
The f-
what he's running.
The
How
very
many-
first time I saw Convoy and I saw him playing,
Yeah.
that was the like we're 30 seconds into the first song I've ever seen him play with them, and I'm like, wonder how long it's going to take for him to put a a tube screamer on that or something.
Right.
or
Yeah. Yeah.
And start
Yeah.
just fucking
start
shit up.
going nuts
Yeah.
with it.
He's got a few crazy ones over there that look nuts, but I've never really studied what he's doing over there.
How many shows? Have
Yeah,
you
how
done
many
with
shows
him?
have y'all
Like
played?
There was
3 or
Denton,
4
Austin.
now, I think?
4.
4?
4. Yeah. Yeah. And if you count the Denton one, because
Yeah.
we got the cops shut it down
Yeah.
like 10 minutes in.
And then he's playing with y'all on Austin.
He's
just
yeah. If we have a show as of now, then
He's in.
he'll be there.
he's in. Yeah.
So
I mean, he's got a couple of other projects to where if stuff comes up because they make more money than we do, then I'm sure there may. But it's nice because he doesn't know a bunch of our old stuff. So if that happens, we'll do like
2-piece.
Yeah.
2-piece old stuff. But
Okay.
but for the time being, like everything in the foreseeable future, he's
Is
there.
it okay? That's what I was gonna ask.
Yeah.
I know we wanted to get into shoot the shit, but as long as we're still talking about y'all for a little bit, that's what the impression. So there is no. This is a new. We're still doing the Blade Runner mantra,
Yes.
but
Mhm.
we like, and we're doing this new album, so we bring in this new piece. It's not going to be like new parts of the same motif, but we're going to
No.
bring someone else in and like
Y'all
next
didn't
time we're not going to
jump-
have a keyboard player.
Y'all
No.
didn't jump
That
to
shit.
2049
No.
because Alex joined you, right?
This is
Not yet,
this album's
yeah.
a whole story of Roy being on the off-world colonies, trying to recruit the other replicants to come with him to Earth to find somebody to try to
Mhm.
expand their lifespan, and then subsequently trying to kill
Yeah.
the.
But musically, this is
Tyrell.
not. This is just something that happened organically with y'all and
Yes.
Alex, and this
Yeah.
is what
And we
it
do
has
have
nothing to do with a new album coming out or anything like that. It's just
Yeah.
this is what we're gonna do.
What
yeah,
book is
is
this?
Yeah, but we are already talking about doing an
3.
EP that we want to do next. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So what book is that story from?
That's just
That's
us.
Just
Yeah,
y'all,
we
okay.
just
That's
made
just
it up.
us.
Just
yeah.
made- okay.
On a
that's cool.
deeper level, it's about what would happen if you met God and
Yeah.
what you would do with him.
It was yeah. If my dad
tell you what
heard
I'd
it-
do. 2
if,
cheeks.
yeah, like if my dad heard the album, he'd think it was a whole album about trying to kill him.
fathers.
Yeah, 'Cause, like every song, like you guys are like the "Kill Your Gods" part at the beginning of it. Like I was at a barbecue on Saturday, and we just got koozies made that say "Kill Your Gods." I'm holding that, and a religious buddy of mine was like, "What the hell is that supposed to mean, man?"
Yeah.
Like, it's not even. It's about trying to kill the god of biomechanics. It's a Blade Runner reference. Like
Yeah.
I'm not trying to step on your.
Do you know anything about
yeah.
the band?
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
I'm not trying to step on your
It will
toes,
make
buddy. Yeah,
sense.
yeah, no. But like if my dad heard it, there's
What?
about 18 references
The
to like
father
trying to
be
kill your
Killing
dad.
and, yeah.
He's
So,
getting a
The bright side is
restraining order on
he doesn't.
Brooks
He's never heard any of my bands.
after
so
he
it's
hears
fine.
the album.
yeah.
So I haven't asked you guys this because usually when I see you, we're in a loud venue and there's all sorts of racket going on,
And I'm drunk by then.
and
yeah.
we're all been drinking, and it's like, hey, and most of the time we're not in this town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the perfumed inner thigh of Austin has
Uh-oh.
seduced us.
Yeah.
But
I just got up to that.
the what y'all think of 2049?
Loved
I
it.
fucking loved it, man.
I thought it was badass. I
Yeah.
finally watched it. I
still haven't watched
on
it.
Saturday,
Yeah.
Friday, one of them. But I really dug it.
Is there
I
going to
thought
be
it was
any
really
drops? Is there going to be any loops or anything played
we
with?
actually do have a little.
Ryan Reynolds in
the
it?
opening sample
not
is from
with him.
2049,
Okay, good.
and then there's
'Cause I like.
there's like one or two that we kind of have like multiple samples mixed on top of each other, where there's like a couple that are from 2049 as well.
You can make as much racket as you want. It's okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I fucking love that movie. Like, to me, that's right up there with like great sequels like T2. I mean, Empire Strikes Back. Fucking just
pretty sure
just a really great sequel.
If there was like a time machine to go back to the last time I was on, was pre-2049,
It was.
and I was talking insane shit about the idea of doing
Yeah.
it. I was like,
yeah.
fuck that, don't do that movie, don't
Yeah.
like that, don't fuck with what is already made. And then I've got kids now, so I went to the movie theater at like 11 a.m., dropped them off where they're supposed to be, and I go sit down to see it, and I was
Stamp
blown
of
away.
approval.
It was great.
The
yeah,
book stamp
like,
of
Did you
and
just
I
sit
was
there
sitting
and
there
wait,
like ready,
oh,
like
the
just
next
be
one?
like, this is gonna
Yeah.
fucking suck. I'm
Yeah.
like, can't wait to talk shit about this on Facebook. Like,
Oh,
and
man.
instead I loved it.
I remember
love-
seeing that teaser video and getting kind of excited for it, and then seeing like the first trailer they dropped and thinking it was gonna be about some kind of replicant war or something. And
Yeah.
I was like,
It looked like an
Jared
action
Leto
movie,
was in it, and I was like, fuck, man, they're gonna fuck this all up. And then went and sat down, watched the entire movie, and was like, holy shit, man,
Yeah.
that was actually really, really well done.
Jared Leto
man.
is actually great in it.
Yeah,
I
He
can't
was
stand
really
that
good.
guy.
That's what I was about to say. He was really
Yeah.
good, and he's not in it that much.
Which was perfect.
But he's
Just
in
yeah,
there.
just enough to not
Just
piss me
enough.
off. Yeah.
But he's a presence that's always there.
Yeah.
he is.
And the end of it's open because now we
Yeah,
can go on
yeah.
to something
Yeah.
else.
Yeah,
I love that about
Yeah.
that.
I love that too.
Just
It
like the
wasn't a
first.
here's your bad guy, here's your bad organization. We've got to destroy this organization, destroy the
Exactly.
bad guy within 2 hours.
Exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
it wasn't one of those
Your
type of
traditional-
movies.
No.
It's just you're cruising through, and then all of a sudden there's some left and right turns. You're
and the
like,
casting in it was
"Holy
great.
crap."
Yeah.
Casting was
What's her
fantastic.
name? From House of Cards. Claire. I can't think of her.
Claire
Yeah, yeah,
Danes.
yeah.
No.
No.
Her name's Claire on House of Cards, but I can't remember her. Was married to. God dang it! I can't
Spacey?
remember her name.
Was his wife
Gone
Kevin
Wild.
Spacey's
When they
wife?
had
Yeah. I can't remember.
Can't remember her name either.
they had one of the guys from The Wire
Shocking.
on there
That's-
too.
Is that me popping while I'm typing?
I think so.
Maybe.
Sorry about that.
They had one of the guys from The Wire with like a bit part.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like even like the small characters in it were. I mean,
Do
like
you remember who that was?
it's okay. The drug dealer from the beginning, like season 1, season 2, before he goes to jail.
It wasn't Omar. If you're asking.
Not Omar.
No,
not
the,
Omar,
uh, It's not the cat that
Uh,
was in
Marlo. It was
Marlo.
Marlo. Yeah. I
Marlo.
think-
He was the younger one that took the place of what's his name that
Was
went
that
to
Marlo
prison?
that took his place? Okay,
Yeah,
no,
Marlo
the
was
guy
the
that,
one that-
okay, the guy that he
Is-
took his place of. Yeah.
The one. Okay, so
Who-
that
who
guy
was it
is he
for?
the English guy? Because the one
Well,
that
no,
had the
there's
shaved
that
head.
guy. Yeah.
Because he's been in a bunch of comic book flicks.
yeah,
He was
yeah.
in Thor, I think.
He was. Yeah. He was the guy on the bridge. Man, my wife would know 'cause she's in love with that guy. But
Robin
I'm looking
Wright
up.
Penn is who I was thinking of.
Well, we're on to Wire Talk now. Sorry,
know,
man.
I know. Someone's out there screaming.
We're chasing
"It was
another
Robin
rabbit
Wright."
down.
And whoever
the
the chick
wire
was that
road.
played the hologram girlfriend.
Oh,
Joy.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
mm.
What's that
Now I'm
guy's
starting
name?
to look at. Now I'm just rolling through Wirecast on my
He went to
phone.
prison and then.
Let's just watch The Wire.
I
Yeah,
love
no, it was the
Wire.
guy that played Marlo. Yeah.
Oh, it was.
Jamie Hector. Yeah.
Yeah,
She's Cuban.
The,
Jamie Heck.
The hologram
Jody.
girl?
Yeah. Ana de Armas. She was born in 1988 in Cuba.
I knew she had some kind of accent to her.
So
Yeah,
both
she was
PJ,
cute.
PJ and Brooks give that show,
Two.
that movie, the thumbs up. The Mountain of Smoke, thumbs of approval.
Mountain of Smoke, 2 thumbs up.
Yeah,
You know-
the only thing I could have done without was at the ending when Harrison Ford meets his daughter. I don't.
Spoiler.
Well, oops, sorry.
Spoiler alert.
Didn't really think the film needed that one.
I-
I figured everybody's
you have
seen
to
it by
drop
now.
that in, okay?
Yeah, we're gonna have to. What
Dump
was
that.
the timing on that?
No, we won't dump it. We'll just be like, spoiler in 10 seconds, and then we'll let you finish the thought.
I mean, the
My
movie
bad.
came out, what,
No, you're good.
a year ago?
But it's
Yeah, that
just
was
now on.
last
Yeah.
October.
It's just
You've
now
had
on
time.
HBO though.
Fair.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
It
true.
did take a while to get to TV.
I still
which
haven't
is
seen
weird.
the last season of Sopranos, so. and I get bitchy
I've never
when people
seen any of it.
of Sopranos.
Yeah.
Oh man, you got to check that
I know,
out.
yeah.
Did you see Boardwalk Empire?
I saw
Or any of
one
the
episode
other-
of it.
Oh, you
So
didn't.
now that
You didn't watch that either.
So, having kids, I don't see anything. Nothing.
Oh,
I see nothing.
trust me.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
feel your pain.
Yeah. I saw The Incredibles too.
I did too.
How was that?
I saw it in XD.
Thought it was great.
Yeah, it's
Enjoyed
good.
the hell out of it. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
good. Did you know they got complaints about Incredibles 2 because of epileptic seizures? They said
Really?
that that there should be warnings at the beginning of it because of the strobes that are in it.
I feel
'Cause
like
there's a few.
nowadays we need warnings about everything. Right?
I'm like, if you're going
That's
to
weird.
a theater to see a movie these days with the XD 4000 BX9
Yeah, doesn't like every
theaters and
movie
stuff,
have that
can't
in?
that cause? Any
Yeah.
movie cause a seizure? So I don't know. Maybe.
So, y'all
We
have
need-
got Netflix, right?
Yes.
Not me.
You don't? Okay. When you have time, and the
Yes.
kids will allow you, check out Altered Carbon.
Yes, I started that this weekend.
That's the closest thing to a Blade Runner-esque series that I can find.
Okay. Yeah.
Just because
Did you do the
Is there 2 seasons of that?
it's just one.
what is it? Electric Sheep on Amazon. They had a Philip K. Dick series, or Electric Dreams is what they call it.
No, I didn't do Electric.
And it's supposed to be based on Philip K. Dick stories and so
Yeah.
yeah. I made it through one episode and
Kind of like,
yeah, I couldn't tell you what happened that whole. It's just bored and yeah, it didn't do it. I only gave it one episode, so it may get better. But like they were clearly trying to like tag on to the Black Mirror kind of
Yeah.
episodic. Everything's not
it-
tied to one giant storyline type
Twilight
thing.
Zone
and I,
formula.
Like, immediately was just like
The
Yeah.
thing with Black Mirror, I was kind of like, first off, Black Mirror blows its load in the first episode, period.
So I was warned, and I'm glad I did this. I didn't watch the last episode or the first episode until after I had seen everything else.
That's the way to do it.
You gotta
because now
start
you're
on
kind of
Yeah,
you're chasing the dragon after
Yeah.
that first episode. You're
you
like,
can't start there.
You know,
You
what's
can't.
funny is I was ripping everyone because everybody's like, "Oh, Stubbs, you have to do this. You have to do it. I'm not going to say anything. You just got to watch the first episode." Da da da. And they were dropping hints and all this of what it was about. Well, when I started it, someone got on my Netflix account, like one of my kids or something, had started to watch it already. So, and they were like, I think not even the first season. They were watching part of a different season.
Yeah,
Or no, it was the third episode of the first season is what it was, and it was the one where they're like the Facebook one where you had
Yeah.
you had points, social points you were trying to
Yeah.
get. I was like, what the fuck is this? This is stupid.
Yeah.
What's so badass about this first episode? And then I went back and I was like, oh, you didn't start at number one.
yeah.
And then I saw number one. I'm like, oh my gosh.
That is actually shocking.
Yeah.
yeah,
Like-
and you never get that shock value back.
No,
There's
there's
just
no,
like you
you
said, they
never
blew
do.
their load on
They
the first
blew
one.
it right
I mean,
there.
Yeah.
literally.
That was the two pump chump.
Yeah, true.
The two pump
Literally.
chump.
And
Literally.
and it's like episodes of Black Mirror. I'm kind of like, this kind of happened and this kind of happened. I'm kind of hazy on it, but
There are some great ones though.
Yeah.
Twilight Zone, I can tell you everything
Yeah,
because Twilight Zone was greatness
Like
growing up, and I
the-
think it screwed my head
What's
up.
your
more than
favorite
Black
episode of Twilight Zone?
Mirror.
Which one fucked your world up the most?
The one where the guy and girl are running around town and it's empty,
Yeah.
and he pushes over the tree, and it just kind of, he's like, well, this is weird, and they go to get on the train,
Yeah.
and they go, and then they come back
hmm
to the same town. Like they fall asleep on the train or whatever, and they come back and it's pulling up to the same town
It's
again.
like a
and
loop.
What's going on? And then at the end, this hand reaches down and grabs them
Mhm.
and puts them in something.
That was weird.
Whoa.
And they're like, and you hear a
Spoiler
voice
alert.
say,
Yes.
you hear a voice say, "Honey,
60-year-old spoiler.
honey, be careful with your new pets. Your dad went all the way to Earth to get them."
Yeah,
and
that
these
was
people
weird.
have been trapped on a train set the whole time, like
Oh,
some
shit.
train
I remember
Yeah,
that.
place
yeah.
episode.
type
That was a
thing.
weird one. Mine was, of course, the pig one freaked me out. It's a classic. the when they unwrap the lady's face.
Yeah.
That was I remember that one. But the other one that really fucked my head up, and I don't know why, is the one where the guy's at the bank and he's a book nerd, and he locks himself in the vault, and there's a nuclear war or there's an atomic bomb and the world's done, and then the only thing he's worried about really in life is reading, and he makes his way to a library, finds a whole library. So he's like, oh, okay, I'm gonna persevere and make it, and then his glasses fall off and he steps on them. He can't see.
Oh,
That's that one fucked me
Doesn't
up.
like a ton of shows parody that?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. But that, I don't know, I think that was my awakening to, wow, there are weapons in this world that could take out civilization. And it really hit me as a kid then. And right around that time, I remember, do y'all remember the old ABC's, series? It was a mini series that they had on called The Day After Tomorrow or The Day After. And it was about nuclear war.
I got nothing on that.
Terminator 2
No,
did
that
that
freaked
for
me
me,
out.
man.
Yeah,
Terminator
Terminator 2
Terminator
was
2
shocking.
scared the
I'll tell you
shit
what,
out of me
man.
as a kid, man.
I'm telling, I'm starting to get more and more freaked out about Terminator-esque
Yeah.
stuff. What's the name of the company? Skynet or
Skynet,
yeah.
yeah,
Or
man.
Cinedyne is the original company that made Skynet.
Yeah.
When those videos come out of those robots punching through walls and,
what is it?
and
Big
doors
Dog?
and doing
Yeah.
flips, yeah,
The one that can
I'm
open
like,
a
dude.
doorknob freaks me
Yeah.
out. now.
Yeah.
Why did you make it?
Yeah.
exactly.
Like,
What are you doing? man?
Why? Like,
What are you doing?
Like,
What the fuck are you doing?
like, who's that asshole?
Yeah.
Like,
And the test they've been
I got
doing.
an idea. I want to make one that can open doors.
No,
Just fuck
and
'em.
and
Like,
they and these guys are smart. They like look what Siri's already capable and all these.
yeah,
these-
now she's got somebody to open
now
the
she's
door
got someone
for.
to fucking tell what to do.
Yeah.
So when you yell at Siri and like shut the fuck up, cunt, she's like, oh, okay,
Really?
and all of a
Yeah.
sudden,
A robot.
Robots
Yeah.
can
You've
open
heard
the-
about that
I'm sorry,
shit
I'm
where
sorry.
like she starts fucking laughing at
Yeah.
random times and stuff?
Oh, that was Amazon, right?
Yeah, that
Was it Amazon?
Yeah.
was that
Amazon.
Alexa?
It was
No,
Alexa that just started
Oh,
like
man.
laughing.
Would laugh at weird
What?
times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
You'd just
the
be sitting
fuck?
there and your speaker would just start being like, ah.
And it's
Yeah.
creepy laugh.
Whoa.
It's not like
Yeah.
a real
Yeah.
laugh. And
no,
then,
yeah. Burn it with fire.
And then there was a
Hey.
couple. That's why I was going to
Yeah.
get one for out here. And then I was like, nuh-uh.
yeah.
I'll put one out here.
Oh well, didn't No Agenda's doing something like, or they were a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
He was made his own or something, and it
Yeah.
kept going off in the middle of their show. But getting back to
They
that,
email people at random, too.
the term no, today it came out. I think I read a story about Samsung's phones have been sending pictures out of your photo book to just random people at times.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah, I heard Alexa will
'Cause that
record
could be
conversations
shocking.
and
My
send it
dick
to
is
random
not that
people,
small.
too.
Yeah.
I swear, it's just an angle.
yes, yes. It was
No.
cold that day.
You don't understand.
I
Dustin
got
pushed
out
me
of
in
the
a-
pool. It was December.
She's like, I
Just
thought that was a grub worm.
If you look in the
Oh.
background, there's
Oh.
snow on the ground.
No, it is. It is a grub worm. Wait,
Especially,
wait.
like, I shouldn't share this part, but
No.
there's definitely photos on my phone, like when I'm at work wearing khaki pants, to be like, did I just shart? And, like, you just take the camera to be like, all right, I'm good.
No,
So
my,
that got sent to somebody in like Milwaukee, and they just randomly got an email from me that's like me checking to make sure I didn't hurt myself.
Or they're just like,
are you checking for
this
hemorrhoids?
guy really,
Yeah.
this guy really likes his khaki pants.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he likes how his ass looks.
This guy's really big.
he really, dude,
One of your old
Fucking
buddies,
dick.
looking
Thick,
good.
one of your old buddies like,
So
well,
good
Brooks,
looking.
it's funny. I always thought that while we were in high school. I'm glad now that we're grown men, we can do this.
There is some shocking information on that,
Sending-
photo file.
Sending ass pics to 87737.
Yeah.
Like, no. Stop,
There are more
stop.
times when I am like drunk or with other substance that I'll like go through like and like check my Facebook 20 times, and be like, I didn't just accidentally.
Oh yeah.
Did I just like?
Yeah.
Did I
Yeah.
do it when I was checking? Oh god!
No.
Like
Last year, I accidentally sent. My girlfriend and I had a great evening the night before, and I sent her a follow up. Hey man, last night when I talked about some of the things we did, I sent that to my fucking mom.
Oh, man.
God.
Because we were talking to my mom about picking up my daughter at the same time, and all of a sudden, and I called my mom.
Yeah.
I called her work line. I called everything I could. I was like I got that feeling like I'm gonna faint
Oh yeah,
when I realized I did it,
yeah.
and I called her. I was like, "Hey, mom, this is me. I hope you looked at your voicemails first, and if you did, do not check your text. Just immediately delete the last text that I sent
So,
you.
I'm not going
Oh,
to share
man.
this person's
It's never come up since.
these two
but-
people's names because one of them might actually listen to this. But
Dodie and Nikki.
no. So two buddies of mine that both have Snapchat, which is frequently used for.
Dick pics.
Yeah. One buddy accidentally sends dick pic when scrolling through to the wrong name. And he sends it to the other buddy, who has deleted Snapchat, but still has a username. So if he logs back in,
The first thing he's gonna see
he
is
has
a dick.
access to that person's dick pic. So he now forever has leverage
Oh,
over that guy to be
Oh,
like,
man.
if you don't buy me a beer,
Yeah.
I will re-log into Snapchat. And I've got a picture of you.
Ask these guys your question you asked last week.
Well, yeah, it's funny that we're talking about dick pics and buddies and stuff because now my friends have started to find it funny to take dick pics while they're at sporting events, music events,
And send them to
any
you.
urinal, and send them to
I wish
us.
Alex was here.
Hey, that's a little, that's a little bit better than our old buddy Anthony sending us pictures of his ass and then shit coming out of his ass.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
That's
No, it
just
would normally
violent.
be like you would just open it and it would be white. It would be the inside of a toilet bowl, but you didn't know what you're looking at.
And
And you're just like, and then all of a sudden, you're like,
Just turd.
All right, dude,
Turd.
dude,
yeah.
He would just get you with that one. But after a while, like that's actually what led me to delete Snapchat.
Yeah, I got
Snapchat's-
rid
Was
of
him
it.
doing that to me, I was like, all right,
Had enough.
I
of
hate that-
Anthony's
I am-
daily
okay,
shit.
I
Yeah.
hate this, but all my, even my youngest daughter are all Snapchat, and I'm like, that is
Yeah.
nothing but
Oh.
fucking goddamn dick
all
pics.
the kids.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
Not mine. Mine's all vagina and boobies.
What?
Huh? My Snapchat
Oh,
Oh,
that I look at.
I'm friends with the wrong people.
Yeah.
yeah.
I gotta show you who to follow.
Well, yeah. Well, let's just hope that they don't get access to my Snap. 'Cause then I'm like, Dad, you're a pervert.
So I think the biggest problem I have is my wife and I have been together since 2003. So all these things,
You went through the technological.
yeah, all these things have happened after.
Yeah.
To
Your
where,
love
like,
was already faded.
I hear about that stuff and I'm like,
yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
I remember it was like 2008 in the first iPhone was out.
Yeah.
And it was a big deal. Well, I got two stories. Okay, so 2008, the first iPhone came out, and I was down in Houston after the hurricane, and down there for months on end, and I would message my wife, be like, "Hey, send me a picture. Send me some pictures, whatever."
Yeah.
No, I don't trust this thing. I don't know what
Yeah.
it's going to do. But like 2004 or 5, a bunch of us were out. It had to been 2005. We were out in California. Seth was with us, my best friend growing up, and Jared was with us. We got drunk one night, and we decided to play, what is it? Where you go around the neighborhood trying to find shit, asking people for stuff. A scavenger hunt
Yeah.
with our friends to see who would send us pictures of them naked or different body parts and stuff.
That was a good scavenger hunt.
On like,
I didn't get it. You
Palm
didn't ask
Pi-
me.
no, it was like
I
on
didn't send
our
my anything.
Blackberries and
You
our
were too
palms
easy.
and our
Yeah.
Right,
stupid
yeah, yeah.
Stubbs will
Motorola
send
flip
anything.
phones and
Yeah.
stuff. We were
Your
like
razor.
our razors,
Yeah.
and it was like,
Yeah, imagine like if you were
Watching
growing
it
up
load
now.
like one level at a time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you had to dial in.
but now you can get
You're like,
I
videos of all sorts of shit.
It's
and-
weird, like teaching kids now, like since I am a teacher, but which is weird considering this whole conversation. But and knowing they all have like smartphones with them all day and can find access to anything I can find access to, and I know what I find access to, and it's
Yeah.
just pure filth. But like me in 1999 when I first got internet, like 2000, somewhere around there, like, and just like slowly waiting for every image
yeah,
to
you lose your
load.
damn erection.
Yeah. So what I
Like,
used
fuck.
to do was I would
you
print
gotta have a fluffer for your porn.
I would print everything out,
Yeah,
yes.
and then I would hide it in my Starbucks box
There you go.
in my bedroom, right? So I just had a box of porn back there. We ran out of paper on the printer one day, and I thought I had
you
finished
left the
printing.
job on the printer.
Oh, no.
I left like 80 jobs on the printer. So my mom
Oh no!
puts paper in the printer the
Oh,
next fucking
no.
day.
So you got
and
that
just
passed out feeling?
starts. No, I'm at school. I don't know. So it just starts printing shit out for my
Oh,
mom, and I
gosh.
come home and it's just spread out across the table, and I was like,
Oh,
Well,
damn.
I guess the
Oh,
printer.
Exhibit
God damn
A,
it.
Exhibit
she was
B.
like,
I
"Where's
guess the
the rest
printer
of it?" I was
job-
like, "It's in Starbucks or Stargate."
We were like, I guess
Stargate, sorry.
I guess the printer finished the job, Mom.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So this right here was the first nude photo I ever looked up on the internet on dial-up.
Solid.
And
You
it
found
was it's Anna Marie Goddard. She was a Playboy
Honestly,
Playmate. She
hold
was
on,
hot.
I gotta look at this.
And this took, I kid you not, like 8 minutes to download.
Yeah.
And now it just went snap. Here you
Oh,
go.
yeah.
Oh, here's the Anna Marie Goddard
Or
photo right
the
there.
old game that people found funny on like LimeWire and Kazaa of like labeling it like hot porn action, and then it loads up and you're like, oh, cool, it's just a guy's ass farting. Sweet, like
Or
like-
hot porn action, and then it's like some 41 or something like that.
yeah. Just yeah.
Some
Yeah.
41.
I waited 19 hours to download that
Yeah.
to find out that it was going to be a slowed down version of Sum 41. Fat
Yeah.
lip. Like,
You had there was if there was any kind of sex tape, you didn't have to worry about it going around anywhere because you just burn the damn thing or whatever to get rid of it. Now, if you have a sex tape, you're fucked. You're open to blackmail. You're open to all kinds of shit.
we found a VHS porn laying in the park at Randall Mill Park in Arlington, right? Find this VHS, take it home, and like us as a bunch of like 6th, 7th grade kids turn into like scientists trying to figure out how to repair the damage done to this film of like taking tape and glue and like creating like, all right, well maybe if we get some light bulbs and we can project it, like I mean we turned into Bill Nye the Science Guy to be able to find out what was on that tape. And now like a kid just pulls out his phone, I'm like, you lost like the creativity is
Yeah.
gone.
Wait.
Like,
What happened though?
It's no fun anymore.
it didn't work. Didn't
Y'all
work.
couldn't figure it out.
No, and then finally one of the kid that was housing the tape while
Uh-huh.
we were trying to figure out how to finally view it, his mom found it finally. So
So
yeah.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
I was wondering if it ever got to the point where you just busted the tape, like
Just-
out of it, and you're
And just
sitting
looking
there
at a light
eyeballing
bulb.
it, like,
I mean, we definitely did that, but we were
ugh.
like, it'll be better faster. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, we just got to figure out some
Never
way to be
worked
able.
out.
Yeah, no, never got it there. Yeah,
It's funny.
yeah.
I went
It's
to
a year of my life.
Do you ever watch vintage porn, like old school stuff?
That's what I'm doing right now.
right this second.
No, like you're on Hamster or Pornhub. Do you ever look at? Is that ever one of your search criteria? Is like '90s porn or some shit like that?
That's vintage. Is 90s?
Well, for
It-
us,
it-
yeah,
it-
I would say that's vintage porn because it's on VHS.
I feel like it's not
Not-
vintage
it's-
music, but once you go to porn, then yeah, I feel like that becomes vintage now.
I would say so.
But
I feel like anything outside of like last week
Because that was
is
yeah.
in the
That's
porn realm. That's now vintage.
that's back when
Like,
they still had.
I'm
they
watching
still had
black and
plots.
white,
They
black
still
and
had
white
plots.
talkies
They still had plots.
of porn.
with the organ player and then the
Yeah.
yeah.
Now porn. I don't think there is there really porn that has plots and shit anymore, or is it just pretty much, hey, take your cell phone out, let's record ourselves.
Well, it's pretty
fucking."
much like after Pirates came out, which
Yeah.
was the highest budgeted
Yeah.
porn ever. Like everybody just like, okay, we give up.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. I
We're
was
done.
a late comer to Pirates. I didn't even know about it.
Oh, see how that is.
Yeah.
And
You saw
Brittany
8
told me
minutes of
about it. She was like, "Oh, we got to watch Pirates. It's my favorite porn ever." And we
Pirates
busted
and
it
Pirates
out.
2.
Well, by the time I finally got around to sitting down and watching Pirates with her, porn had already escalated to like iPhone 5s and stuff. Like
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
already way down the
Yeah,
road and stuff. And so I'm like, nah, it's pretty cool, I guess.
I remember the first porn they shot with a red camera, and you were like,
What is a red?
stop,
What is that?
super high definition camera. It's like
Oh.
a very expensive.
We're like, is that a
camera.
mole?
Yeah, when you can
Yeah.
start seeing the
And it
sores.
was like
Oh,
everybody was
more-
like,
God.
everybody's like, you need to check out this porn, man. It was shot with a red. And
Yeah.
we're like, what? And like, it was like, reds were used for two things. It was either Red Bull events or porn.
Yeah.
And so, and the camera, like the body itself, is $80,000. That's without lenses.
God damn.
Yeah.
So when it, like the first porn came out, we're like, all right, let's check this out. And I think it was nurses, and it was like, no, I don't need to see all those pores.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
all the
Yeah, you're starting to see
Every
some of the
little
razor bumps
bump.
all over.
Yeah.
I
everything. Like,
still
on the
don't
back of
have
their
like
ass.
a ultra high def TV, and like when I go to a friend's house that has like whatever, like 4K, whatever it is, like it's too much.
You're look. in
Like,
the
it hurts your
studio.
eyes
No,
at first.
like I don't like. I walked in the barbecue I was at on Saturday. They had Independence Day playing, and I walk in, and it looked ridiculous to me. I was like, "This, it doesn't look right anymore." When you put it onto like that spectrum,
Yeah.
to me, I'm like,
I thought you were gonna say you doubled down and there was a porn on there, and your buddy, your Christian
No.
buddy, was like, "What the hell?"
What? No, what I
Brooks?"
told him though, it was actually the same guy. I was like,
Kill your
it
gods.
looks like a softcore porn now.
Yeah.
Like the way that it's all filmed.
I know what
like,
you're talking about.
Yeah, it's like it's got a weird vibe to it.
There's a
lot
like,
of movies that have that, and I can't watch them like that.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like a movie. It looks like they're on a
there's
set. You're
something
on the
about
set or some shit.
Yeah.
Almost like it's a.
The
It's-
movement about
yeah.
it is fucking weird.
It's like
yeah.
it's almost like you're watching
TV
a soap
novella.
opera.
yeah.
That's what
yeah.
it is. It's TV novella is the way it looks. Because
Yeah.
that TV we have in there, when we first got it, I was like, whatever settings this is
Get
has
it
to
off.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I don't like feeling like I'm watching a
Set.
soap opera the whole time.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and
Like
it
it's
will
very
hurt your
fake.
eyes for
What
a
is it
while.
called? It's a standard mode, or it's a mode. Like it's the first mode that has come out of the last 3 TVs that I've had, and I had to take it off that mode.
I think it's like a cinema type mode or something like that.
Would you say novella?
The
What
TV
was that?
novella, it looks like the
soap
Spanish
operas
soap
and
opera.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the like my wife, she likes to go back in time and start watching these series over again. So I guess this past week she started Dawson's Creek up again. Watching the first season of Dawson's Creek on a high-end TV is ridiculous.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like watching Minecraft.
Oh yeah.
It's very
The
I-
Wire, the first
It's really
season, the first 2
ridiculous.
seasons of The Wire.
Oh yeah.
Like if you watch that, you're like, I can't watch this shit.
What-
Well, so
the
I
fuck's going on?
perpetually live, and this is ridiculous, but I live in rewatching 96 to 2002 WWF or WCW on repeat. And my wife is driven nuts by this. I just watch old wrestling from 96 to 2002.
It's
And
still
it's
real
I
to
live
me, damn
but
it.
I live in this like sweet time warp
My
where
dad
I'm
does
like,
that with the Super
the-
Bowls
like,
with Troy Aikman.
there's still like I see the fashion of like 96 to 2002. I see like all that stuff, and it is so weird to go back and watch that stuff and be like, no one should ever have looked like that, and I can't stop thinking that
Ultra
everyone
hot
should
shirts.
still look like that. Like, yeah,
Today, during the England Colombia match, they showed
Some of their old
footage from,
old games
and it was like,
where they had the long sleeves like down
well,
to
what,
here.
this 2018, so they went, and here it was in 2010 when England was knocked out in this round. It's 8 years ago,
yeah,
and it looks like it was 30 years
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah.
Decades.
The way the graphics
Yeah.
are,
Oh, yeah.
the way everything's laid out, you're like, oh my god.
I'll see
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
some
Thinking-
like President Obama speeches and stuff, and I'm like,
It's grainy
Jesus
and
Christ,
you're
I
like,
can't
"Wow, I
believe
can't watch
that
this
was
shit."
2010, like just fucking
Yeah.
8 years ago or something.
If you go back and watch like when the Cowboys won the Super Bowl
Yeah.
and all
Oh,
that footage,
yeah.
oh yeah,
it
My
feels
dad
like it
does.
was in
Yeah.
the 60s. You're
Yeah,
like, what?
And that
is
bring-
this?
that brings me back. That
Audio's
brings me back to what
terrible.
sent us
Yeah,
down
yeah.
this rabbit hole is the technology in the robotics and Terminator and stuff. How scary the last 8 years has really. If you look back at what's happened in the last 8 years, like with technology, it freaks you out.
Yeah.
It's really starting to get freaky.
Like I hadn't in a group text today, a buddy of mine just like sent something that was like, "Fuck Skynet," and I was joking / not joking, like, dude, stop saying that stuff. Like,
Yeah,
like,
Yeah.
don't get me on
but
that side.
for
About
real.
to get
Stop
flagged,
fucking
man.
saying that shit, man, because like Skynet is not
Is-
fucking around.
This
Like,
right here in my hand, this on camera, an iPhone, is more powerful than the space shuttle.
well, no,
Yeah.
It has
we-
more
yeah.
processing
So-
power than the
Than the-
space
The
shuttle.
thing
Yeah.
that creeps me out is the stuff like my wife and I have our 10th wedding anniversary coming up, and so we're trying to figure out where we want to go. In the car the other day, thank you.
Congratulations.
We're-
When is it?
Congratulations.
August 8th. So we're driving down the highway just talking about where we want to go. We start mentioning Las Vegas in the conversation, and my social media has been bogged down with
Vegas ads.
That's
Vegas
Vegas
weird,
ads.
yeah.
I'm like,
Crazy.
dude, so like I wasn't using my phone, looking up Vegas, nothing
Yeah.
like that. It was just listening to me the whole car
Yeah.
ride while we were talking.
And
like,
also the new tone, those tones that Adam Curry talks about now. That they're Facebook. Basically, there's a loophole that companies are using with Facebook, and it's with tones. It's like tones that we can't hear, but will get picked up by your radio or conversations or things like that. And somehow advertisers are because Facebook says they don't do that. They're like, we're out on all
Right,
that
yeah.
stuff.
Shit.
yeah.
But-
It's complete bullshit.
It is
Yeah.
complete bullshit. But there's and what they're saying. But the thing is, the way that the card sounds like they're going to play is we don't have control over tones that are going through.
right,
and
yeah.
So it's scary. It's so
But
scary.
the fact
The
that
last
it's listening all the time to where like
I think it's your TV too and your Xbox. I
Everything.
think it's
Yeah, yeah.
everything.
No, like there are moments where like I'll be talking to a
used to
friend
freak
and I'll
out.
be like, "Let's step outside the car and have this
Yeah.
conversation." Like,
No,
I
you
feel like I'm getting
should.
like bugged where I'm like,
Yeah. Back in
Yeah.
the day when I was in college, we were freaking out about radio in radio. The Nielsen was talking about sending these devices that would that were working off of GPS and stuff, and was also monitoring your radio so they could tell what you were listening to minutes or seconds before, whatever the time frame was, before you went into the store while you were listening to that radio station.
yeah,
And everybody back then was like, "Whoa, that's way over the line. That's Big
Right, yeah,
Brother.
yeah.
What the
Yeah.
hell?"
yeah.
And it's like, if you think about it now, what are the think tanks and the ethics like of these companies that these Silicon Valley companies and stuff? Have they just been like gloves off? Who gives a fuck at this point? Like, let's
Yeah.
just try to make
Yeah, because
as
I mean,
much money.
I give
I think they're,
permissions
like-
to like every one of those companies when I download an app. I'm always like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, there's shit.
I don't
hidden-
even-
Of course,
there's
I
shit
mean,
I
hidden
don't
in the
read their
terms
shit.
and contracts, and I
Yeah.
think that they're so far fucking ahead that the people that actually make the laws and procedures and stuff and policies for it don't even fucking know the shit that they're even capable of because they're not telling anybody about it.
yeah,
I mean, I think it's so far advanced that the policymakers to just decide the ethics on it
have
and everything
outrun the industry.
don't even fucking know what they're even capable of, so we can't even come up with rules for shit
To
we
catch
don't
up.
even fucking know about, man.
Well,
and it's,
and it was
it's
only-
scary.
It was only like 5 or 6 years ago that the stores, like at the mall, were talking about putting in beacons in their store, and it would be like a RFID, a long-range RFID device that when you
Radio
walked in the
frequency,
store,
infrared, or what
it
is
would see that you were in there, your phone was in there, and it would all of a sudden your phone would show deals for that store,
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
and that you had
shit.
been there and stuff.
yeah.
But now we're way past that.
Oh, yeah,
now
yeah.
it's
Gotta
just
be.
listening
Oh, yeah.
in and eavesdropping.
And
Yeah.
the robotics is freaking me out. The driving cars is
Fuck that, dude.
that's sketchy too.
No way would I let a fucking car drive itself.
See,
with
but
me
I'm
in
so
it.
bad. I'm
Bad
at the same time I'm so connected into it that I'm like, yeah, that sounds all right.
But you know what freaks me
I
out about
don't
the
know.
cars?
Man,
What
No.
freaks me out?
I know I should say no, but I'm like, I could
Yeah.
be so drunk.
But the thing
Well,
that
that's the
freaks
thing.
me
how
out about
many
the car,
movies
yeah.
have that
Yeah.
as the plot of
You've
just
seen
robots
Logan,
going
right?
wrong,
Oh, yeah.
man?
Okay, the trucks hauling ass down the highway
Mhm.
that are all
Yeah.
robotic.
Well,
That's
those
what
are
freaks
already,
me out.
Those are already a thing. Like, because wasn't it Tesla has already made that.
Well, they've already had
I've
it.
got a
It's-
few, yeah.
Is it Arizona or is it Phoenix? Who's the testing market where the guy got decapitated?
Oh,
It was in Arizona, wasn't it?
I don't know.
I think they're
But they
one-
killed
one of those
everything.
sta-
They
one of
killed
those
all
I've
states
the
heard
no one
about the
cares
one
about,
that
yeah.
hit somebody and
Yeah.
killed them.
yeah,
I
the
didn't
one that
know
was
they
on
got
video?
decapitated.
No, there was another one where the guy it happened within like 1 month. There was that where the one that's on video, the Uber driver that
Yeah.
nailed someone.
Yeah.
And then there was also one where a driver got decapitated, and it was because the cars were getting thrown off by construction, like lane changes, like not lane changes, but you know how they temporarily will make a lane like
Oh yeah,
for
yeah, yeah,
for
yeah.
work
whatever.
and stuff.
Yeah.
That was throwing him off, and was it Adam Curry was saying that he even noticed that.
Like
But
when he was down in Austin, he took one south to New Braunfels or something like that.
Yeah.
And
Like
there
an
was
hour away.
construction on
Self-driving?
35.
Oh, he went to Texas A&M.
He went to Tesla.
Wait,
Is one of the
Drove him
Teslas
to
that
Bryan.
are supposed to stay in their
Yeah.
lane,
oh wow.
and it
okay.
started forcing him into another lane,
Oh,
and started
fuck.
trying
Forcing
to,
him off the road.
and it was like fighting feedback of him
Yeah.
trying
yeah.
to correct
and you're
it.
like, motherfucker, this is
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
It's like
This is-
iRobot.
it freaked
man.
him out. He was hardcore. Like he was a proponent, or not a proponent. He was for these cars and self-driving cars and stuff until he came back from that, and he was like, you know what, this Tesla thing, I'm out.
Right.
Well, have you
Like-
driven 183 lately to Dallas?
right.
Yeah,
And
the
how
one-
they change those stripes daily?
Yeah.
35 right now over in, because I live in Oak Cliff. Like it is, I don't know where the lanes are supposed to be. I
Because they
have no
change
clue. Like
all
yeah,
the fucking
yeah.
time.
There's like 3 different stripes on the road, and I'm
Yeah.
I'm way too drunk to figure
Well, they
those
say
out.
that we're not
It's a joke.
that when technology advances, that it's that last 5% of technology that is the hardest for them to get to, and that's what they say we're at. We've got 95% of the technology is there for self-driving cars, but it's
Yeah.
the hardest 5% that for companies to get.
Yeah. that intuitive side. Yeah,
It's just scary.
You know?
So-
I'm
and-
gonna be one of those old motherfuckers.
I'm
like,
driving, motherfucker.
I'm fucking driving myself.
Yeah.
I don't give a goddamn
In my
about these
caddy.
fucking robots and
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
So my fear is that they talk about this AI and the way they've been trying to develop it, and how the human mind has taken centuries to evolve, quote unquote, to the state it's at right now. But it's taken this AI like within
8
7
years.
days or
Yeah.
5 days. It's like way smarter than us. Like it's already duplicated
Yeah.
twice, 3 times as much what we're at, and then they have to shut it off.
Yeah.
My fear is, okay, so if they think they've got it, stable, and they send it off into the world to become an actual AI to kind of control things, and they're like, all right, the Earth is having all these issues. What do we need to cleanse the Earth
To make
of these issues?
it's
And it goes, oh,
humans.
humans are
Right,
fucking
yeah,
it
yeah.
up.
That's
so
my
guess
point.
what?
yeah.
That's my
Avengers: Age of Ultron.
That's
all over
exactly
again,
what
man.
I'm talking
Bam.
about. Like the think tanks of these Silicon Valley companies and ethics companies I guarantee you they're asking these questions. What if Google gets so smart that it replicates Dustin and decides we're better off, we can serve the public better with a fake Dustin, and they kill him?
I was
Right,
just I was
yeah.
just gone for 2 weeks. How do you know
Yeah.
I'm human?
Exactly.
Well, what's that? What's
I
that
could've been
movie,
replicated.
I haven't seen him go pee yet.
The end of the world, or the one Simon Pegg movie about
Pull your
them going
pants
to
down.
all the bars.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen that one? And then
yeah.
like throughout the movie, spoiler alert,
That one's old.
Throughout the
that's
movie,
old
they
enough, yeah.
they keep replacing all the characters with like fucking robots.
It is
and
end
shit.
of the world, isn't
What's
it?
it called?
It's like fucking. It's the name of the bar that the World's End.
World's
End.
World's
Yeah,
End.
yeah,
World's
yeah,
End.
yeah.
Well, Google is just capturing loads of information about you with every single Google search you do. Like,
Yeah.
they know, okay, Stubbs really, really likes bukkake.
On his face.
Yeah. But seriously, all joking aside, I read an article that said that Google is working on technology to where they can actually, you can be told what to do or to tell Google what to do with non-verbal commands like
Yeah.
vibrations and.
Well, have you seen the Google Duplex thing?
That
So
thing's
that's-
weird.
Yeah, so it's like it's an assistant, right? To where you can be like, Duplex, call and get me a haircut, and it calls, but like, so when it calls the salon, it sounds like a human talking to them and
Yeah.
just being like, "Hey, yeah, I need to get an appointment for 3:30. We don't have a 3:30 available, but it has your schedule logged into the phone, and it'll be like, okay, well, we could do a 2:00, I guess, and like, but it sounds
like an
like you
assistant.
would never know that there is a.
No.
Is it a
computer
service you
involved.
pay for?
No,
Is it?
It's still in development.
Yeah,
It's
no,
still
it's
in
not out
development.
yet, but like it's one of the like
Yeah, I
you would
saw
never
the
know you're
demos
talking to a
of it.
computer. Like you think
Yeah.
you're like if you're the person at the hair salon, you're gonna be like, I'm
Yeah.
talking to a person right now.
I guess like what we're all
Like-
worried about is like at what point does it stop being an assistant?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then the other thing, I'm going to be devil's advocate, is there too much focus, and do all of us focus like, I'm so important that I don't want it taken from this. Like, what are you really doing in your
Yeah,
life
that's kind of my feeling.
needs to
yeah.
be
True.
hidden or
Yeah.
taken away? I mean, none of us work for the government. None of
Yeah.
us
Yeah.
have top secret clearance to anything.
think
we're
this
just
guy-
My
normal
fear,
dudes.
okay,
that-
that's not
yeah,
my
run
my
around.
fear. My fear is the social classes, the distance between the social classes, the social statuses. Okay,
anything
when
to put
Microsoft,
lower people lower than us
Right.
is what I want. Oh wait, did I just say that? Hold on.
but when Microsoft, when was it Bill Gates? When the story came out where he was talking about building a community, like a bubbled area, a city for just
yeah.
him and his people, that shit. That's where it gets scary to me, because you're right. We're not so important. The everyday Joe is not so important. The government's not getting, like, that's not the problem. The problem is, when does the rich start taking advantage of the situation and dropping off the poor?
Well,
Like,
that's
more
what you
than
do.
it's already
You just-
doing.
You move out in the country. You go somewhere out in the middle of nowhere, and you set up shop and just
You become a third world country.
you just
So
hang
basically,
out.
you have
just take
completely
care of
There's,
yourself.
welfare.
the
when
John Prine song, Spanish Pipe Dream, where he
Yeah.
moved out in the
Yeah.
country.
I guess like kind of what I'm
Grow a
worried
lot of
about is
peaches.
like where government starts getting a hold of it, and then
You're
know
thinking
with
this?
the with the
Yeah.
with the eavesdropping and stuff like that, they start determining based off of your actions, your search history, your conversations,
Like total,
of
not
whether
Total
you're
Recall.
an enemy to the state
Minority
or not.
Report.
And stuff.
Yeah.
And then they
Pre-crime,
start putting
yeah.
you in a camp because you said this or you looked this up on the internet, and then
Well, they're kind of already doing that. They're already saying that the white male, the one that's the gun freaks, like they're already looking at what you're. They're already kind of doing that. They're already
Yeah.
profiling people for the next mass murder.
All they're gonna see.
They're
with
already
me
looking
is,
at-
this guy looks up the soundtrack to Airheads. A lot.
What's
A
with
lot.
that? There's something
Like,
strange
he
about
cannot
that.
Wild
remember
Stallions.
what
You know
the-
what?
the-
That guy
the-
gets his
Not the
own
Wild
camp.
Stallions. Yeah,
No, it was that was the Lone Rangers.
Lone Rangers.
Lone
That's
Rangers,
it.
yeah.
Wild Stallions was Bill and Ted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why can't you remember what all is on the Airheads soundtrack?
I
He's
think what
Googled it 1,000
shitty
times.
Beatles.
But like
This
what
guy
you
really
said,
likes.
what I fear is that they listen in and they go, okay, y'all are 4 dudes sitting in a room on a Tuesday night drinking alcohol, talking about whiskey, blah blah blah.
There's a
drinking
cop.
beer.
Then yeah.
No, then it goes
That's a
to
good point,
Yeah.
though.
No, then it goes to like your health insurance.
Oh yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like, these
yeah.
guys are alcoholics. We
Oh,
need
yeah.
to jack up their premiums.
Right.
Right,
Yeah.
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 Or,
yeah.
we're not gonna.
Or every time you use your as somebody that smokes, like where it's like every time
Yeah.
I buy a pack of cigarettes and it hits my debit card, and they're like,
yeah.
yeah.
you know what?
That,
We're
that was the
gonna-
wrong barcode.
Well,
we're going to
like,
drop him.
that-
We're not going to give him
Yeah.
insurance anymore
Yeah,
because
yeah.
he smokes way
That's
too
very
much.
interesting too. But what he just said too, all of a sudden our GPS, like a report of where we're at, goes to law enforcement.
Yeah.
And as soon as Brooks gets back in his ride, he starts cruising there. Whoop! Pull over.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that'd be something like, are you at such and such bar every night?
Yes.
And then that'd be something to flag them, But if
Yeah.
you're every once in a while,
No, but I think
Yeah.
the freaky part is the technology, though.
yeah.
The technology's there for law enforcement
To
if they
flag
decided
people.
to do that. Hey, let's make a bunch of money in Tarrant County this month for for the new stadium,
Right.
and let's give
Yeah.
out more
We
DWIs.
gotta
Let's,
somehow
let's
give
use
that
that
money to the
let's
Rangers,
use
yeah.
that technology that the FBI
And you-
has told us about, and we're going to use.
You already have apps on your phone that will tell your friends where
you-
you're at
No,
and where
yeah.
you're hanging out and where you're drinking.
do you
if
use
wanna go have
Waze?
a drink.
By the way,
Waze is
sometimes,
creepy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Waze
No,
is getting
but-
creepy.
yeah.
Facebook just I had a weird one the other day where I go drop my kid off at daycare, and Tyler Berry, who books at Reno's, driving down Greenville, and I just get a notification of like Tyler's nearby. I don't fucking need to know where Tyler is. Like
yeah,
like that.
Whoa.
It's like 8:30 in the morning. That is none of my business as to where Tyler is right
You
now.
should have sent him a message. And go,
I
hey,
know.
man.
No, I sent it straight to him. I was like, hey.
Hey, man.
I'm close. I'm gonna find you. Like, yeah, no, but like, it's why do I need to know that? Like, no one needs to know that.
Hey,
shit. Like,
let me ask you this too. Did you hear? Okay, this last shooting that we had. This is kind of like the halftime because we're not in school, so this is the halftime show.
right?
Jeez.
As a teacher, that's true.
It's true though. The season's on during school for shootings, right? That's when we're all concerned about it. But so this last one that just happened though. Did I heard early, and then I went on this trip down to Surfside. But I heard early that there was no Twitter photos or anything, like no social media used during the shooting. Was one of the deals.
You're talking about in the
building.
news building?
Yeah. And it's funny because my first thought was when they said that, first of all, there's got to be some kind of weird conspiracy theory about that.
Because it's a news
Because
building,
it's a news
and all
building,
those
and
guys
everybody
want to shoot the
this,
news.
Right.
Yeah.
But secondly, that also tells me, hey, we got to talk to our kids and be like, hey, stupid, get the fuck off your phone if there's a shooting and get the fuck out. Like, don't mess around with.
Yeah.
It's sad that when a school shooting happens, we have 53 Snapchat streams that are immediately posted and ripped and posted all over the place of actual footage of hearing the dude next door in the next classroom shooting.
Yeah.
You're right, because you need to hold on to that information and wait for the network that's going to pay the most to
Yeah.
pay you.
Right.
Yeah.
I've been in this
Yeah.
situation
Yeah.
a few times, and
You
that's
have
what you
actually
want. Yeah,
with
I
the
have.
weather thing.
The
but-
weather and the different shit just going on around town that I've got footage
Yeah.
of, and no one else was there.
But but the first part that I was talking about though, it is very strange that this is a newspaper with a bunch of reporters and stuff, and there is no footage, no camera work.
That is kind of strange
No.
because it is a place where That's the first
I mean,
thing they do is flip.
I think it
open
was
the
a
start.
spot like the other thing to ask though is like how long did that
It
attack
didn't
take,
last
though?
long.
Yeah, it's like
it did not.
it
last
may be
long.
one of
Yeah,
those where like
sounded really quick. Like
Yeah.
60 seconds, they said.
Yeah.
yeah,
He
to where,
shot
like,
everybody
the people that
and then he
were
went and
around him.
hid.
Yeah, it's like that maybe the people around him there wasn't time to even post
Yeah.
what
And-
did happen.
And they probably ran away from him when he went to hide
right,
Mhm.
yeah.
because he went to
Yeah.
hide under a desk. But
It's good we have a teacher in here because I want to bounce my theory off real quick and we can move on to something less freaky.
handguns, pro or no?
Not doing what I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, just when you were doing art over at Watauga, were you doing art at Watauga?
No,
for a while?
Watauga I was actually ISS.
Oh, you
Before
were?
that I was theater. I've been
Okay,
special,
theater.
I've been special ed though for the past few years. Yeah, yeah. And like in particular, I've been dealing with like behavior and
Okay.
emotional disturbance. Yeah,
Well, minus that, your standard teacher in the classroom,
yeah.
handgun or not?
From teachers, this is just from my experience, so I'm not trying to like speak for anybody because I know there's
None
some
of 'em want 'em?
hot sports opinions.
Yeah.
What I do now, I have to sit in a lot of classrooms with a lot of teachers and watch students that need watching. The temperament for a lot of people dealing with what a kid in 2018 can be like,
Don't need.
and then giving that teacher a gun, that will soon become a like
Liability.
just a casual to where they like put their hand on their hip and put their hand on their
Mhm.
gun while they're talking. Like, oh yeah, that's like that's what
Intimidation
that's
kinda
yeah
thing.
exactly. Like it becomes a discipline tool, and I don't
Yeah.
like it.
I'd much rather
know,
have.
like,
I
it-
like the thought of the trained professional in every other room or something.
I
Way
can see
better
that,
than the
you know, like
the teacher having the gun.
I
Like
can
an
see the ups and
airline.
downs of that, but the idea of like any,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and I know this isn't exactly what anyone's advocating, but like the idea of any teacher having a gun around
Right.
is a terrible idea. And you know, I haven't looked at the ins and outs of exactly what all has been proposed on that, but like a lot of the teachers that I've seen,
They're like, you don't need to be
no,
having a gun.
yeah, like you mean the person that like yells whenever somebody looks at them wrong? No,
Uh-huh.
they don't need to have a gun. Like, cause the same shitty teacher you had when you were in junior high is still there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, should that lady have a gun? Should that coach have a gun? No, they probably shouldn't.
But what about the flip side? If you know a kid starts acting up or whatever, and you know how kids are, and they're just like, "Oh, well, Mr. Wilhoit got real pissed off at me, and then pulled his gun on me and pointed it at me."
Oh, use it as blackmail.
There's that,
Use
yeah,
it as
yeah,
blackmail
yeah,
and be
yeah.
like, "Well, I'm gonna tell
Yeah.
them that
There's
you know
too many
you
loose
threatened to
ends
shoot
for it
me
to
Yeah.
or
happen.
something
Well,
like
Well,
isn't
that."
the proposal isn't to have it sitting on the hip? It's more like it's going to sit in a fingerprint box in a desk, and it's only supposed to be used.
I'm not saying it's
in a situation.
Active shooter.
I don't even know if that's like the worst idea in the world. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not saying
but,
I'm
like-
completely against it or anything. I think
And-
if somebody really wants to go through extensive training and, you know, has the mentality for gun ownership and stuff like that, you kind of need to go to the direction of checking mentality as well.
Yeah,
to
there's
see
gotta
if
be
this
some
person's
psych
kind of
testing or
stable.
something, yeah.
I mean, not for like everything.
Well,
I mean,
yeah.
I
I
don't want
wouldn't
to go
give
too
one
far
to-
with
I'm-
it, but
I think the idea is not to give one to every single teacher. Either.
yeah.
It's to the ones that, because there's going to be a lot of teachers that are like, I don't want any part of this.
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I know myself. Like my temperament, I'm like, I don't want a gun on me when I'm at work. Like,
Fuck no.
no.
But then you have
Like,
some
I'd be
super
blowing
level,
off
like,
shots. Shut
Yeah.
the fuck up.
like my
Right,
shop,
yeah.
my shop teachers throughout the years.
Yeah.
were like
Yeah.
always the badass hunter types
Right.
that were completely level-headed
Yeah, yeah.
and they'd get pissed off at kids in their class because the kids were fucktards, but they wouldn't go
Postal.
ballistic nuts. They'd just be like, all right, you do whatever you want.
Right.
We're gonna move on.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, I think it's the same with just kind of every situation. Is there's some people who would be really good
Yeah,
with
yeah.
a gun. There's some people who would not be good with
Yeah.
a gun. I don't really have a yay or nay for it. I mean, I think some people can handle it. I think other people can't.
Yeah.
yeah.
And I'm not necessarily for or against it.
You know what I think the problem is? This is what I'm sorry.
The
You wanna go down the gun
campuses
thing?
you're at, is there an officer?
There is. Yeah, every campus I've ever worked at there has been.
Okay,
Actually, except
and-
Watauga. That was the only one there.
Watauga did?
Really?
Watauga did not. They had a cop that came by. but
See,
They
we
had
didn't
an
have one.
incident like a few years ago too, right at that middle school. There was a guy that
Oh,
there was some kind of domestic thing that happened in the neighborhood behind there.
I don't think there was.
And-
now there may have been. I was not exactly like high up that chain of command there. Maybe there may have been one.
And
at
you
that
didn't
point,
know?
but I
Yeah.
Well,
didn't know,
like
yeah.
when I went to my last 2 years at Bell, when I graduated, was the first 2 years we had a clothed,
Right.
uniformed officer walking
Yeah.
around, and fully had gun
Yeah.
in his car out front. He had a shotgun, and in
Mhm.
the back he had a AR or
Yeah.
an M4. I think they actually use M4s, but yeah, they had it. He was up there, and
Yeah.
he would show us the stuff he had.
Yeah.
And it was,
Yeah.
he was mostly there just to break up fights.
I am no fan, big fan of certain people in our state government right now. But I will say, working in some of the schools I've worked in, there are a lot of entrances and exits. There are a whole
Yeah.
bunch, and that adds a whole problem. And that's just from working in schools, and I've heard that brought up a number of times of hey, there's 19 doors into this building, and working in junior high school level, some kid will just pop a door open for a friend. It doesn't close all the way. Now it's open, or somebody just sees somebody out there that is young enough, and they're like, oh, that kid got stuck outside. Open the door.
So my son's junior high.
I can see their point whenever they bring up that's a lot of doors for people to be
Yeah.
aware of.
My
that
son's
is.
junior high, a quarter of the school before they rebuilt this new one, a quarter of the classrooms were portable buildings.
Yeah.
That's
No,
a
yeah.
lot of people walking
Yeah.
outside where there's no fence,
Yeah.
no nothing,
No, yeah.
and they are, they're separated from the building because of fire code, how far they have to be,
Right.
and
Yeah.
spaced out.
Yeah.
I mean, I was just like,
The annex.
this is so spaced out from the main building, and
Yeah.
if somebody wanted to do something,
It's over.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
over.
I mean,
But
don't-
luckily, they tore that down. And he's got a brand new school that once school is in session, there's one way in and one way out. And the way you
Yeah.
get in,
Yeah.
it's a maze.
Yeah.
Like, it's an actual, if I want to go pick him up, I have to buzz in. They
Go
have
in the
to
door
unlock
directly to the
doors.
office.
Then
check
it's
in,
like a
and then
little
go out. Yeah.
U-turn so they can, look at you and see what you are before
Right.
they even
Well, you have to
unlock the
sign in,
door
too.
to the office.
Don't you have to
Yeah.
sign in as well?
Yeah, once I get him.
Was it?
But it's like a weird little
Yeah,
cattle
I know what you're
call to
talking
get to
about.
the office.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
And I'm
here's-
like, I'm totally cool with it. I'm
I mean,
like, this is great. This
I
is
like
awesome.
I like guns. I like shooting guns a lot.
Oh, they're awesome.
I have no I do not want to take away any Second Amendment rights or anything like that. But I think the people who really, really love guns need to see the people who want to actually kind of talk about changing something, not as an enemy of, oh, they're going to take my rights away. They need to see these people as, hey, there is a problem here. We need to
right.
talk about it. Not necessarily we're going to
This is
take
an
away all
attack on my
guns.
Second
We're
Amendment.
gonna take away
Yeah.
Second Amendment rights and so. I mean, there of course there are people that want to do that. I'm not one of those people. I love guns. I love the Second Amendment. I would
Yeah.
never want to take it away, but I think there is a fucking problem somewhere in there that we just need to talk about it. There's something wrong.
It's true. Both sides are really, really hot. and
Yeah, it's either
pissed and, like,
one side or the other. Like,
Yeah.
can't we just kind of
And it needs
talk
to be
for
a
little bit about it?
conversation, not yelling at
But,
each
and-
other.
Yeah,
but
and
that's
not,
also-
and not telling, oh, you're
The-
a racist,
the
or
media
you're
is
this,
driving
or
that
you're
too,
that,
though.
or you're whatever.
Because I've had
I mean,
very good
talk.
conversations just in our podcast with people that are 4000 BX9 pro gun freaks. One's in
Yeah.
a band called The Actually, 3 are in the band called The Spectacle.
No, there's 4.
And you can have the same exact
The
conversation.
only
Oh, yeah,
one
the
that
fourth
doesn't like
is-
gun is the dirty brick.
Right. But we've had several conversations, and you listen to each other's argument, and you say, yeah, that would probably work, or yeah, no, that wouldn't work, or you talk about it. The problem is the media is driving this division
Yeah,
too.
it's a big-
Like there's no.
It's a big media thing. It's like they're separating. You're either on one side or the other. You can't be on both sides. You can't like guns, but also kind of want to talk about a change. And
Mhm.
you can't be totally against guns, but also still want to give people
That's
the
right.
right to own guns.
Well,
It's
I think
it's
social
either
media-
they're making it a one or the other. kind
Yeah.
of
social
deal.
media is pretty bad. I mean, in mine's probably just as bad as anybody's. Of just being an echo chamber of I see one point of view about 90% of the time, and then when I see something outside of that, I'll and I catch myself doing this all the time, where I'll be like, and block. And I don't have to see that
Yeah.
point of view that
Yeah.
I don't want to see anymore, and it's that's probably not healthy. That
No.
I'm
Yeah.
only seeing the things that make me
Yeah.
feel yeah, I feel good
the-
about myself.
What I wanted to ask you though, it's funny that you brought up social media because that's exactly. I think with all the school shootings and stuff, this is you kind of led exactly into what I wanted to ask you because you're the only we have 2 teachers that have come in here.
In fact, the other teacher will be here next week.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Josh?
Yeah.
It's gonna be a heavy week.
But I have a theory now. After the last school year and having a new teenager move into my house and dealing with my other 2 teenagers and starting to deal with my 4-year-old, I have a new theory, and that is the reason why gun violence has gone crazy recently in schools, and I'm talking about the school setting alone, is because I think that we're getting to the generation that was started with a social media or a device in their hand, and they have lost the ability to cope. I think that...
Well, and they also... I think the biggest thing is, like, they also don't know how to be, like... I was a dick in junior high, but I also knew where the line was.
Yeah.
But, like, you're talking about kids at this point in time, they've been on Twitter or Facebook or Instagram, whatever they may have been on, and they don't know where that line is. That line doesn't exist because, like, there's not that human element to where, like, I might be talking shit to somebody and I'd be like, I want to keep talking shit as long as I want.
And let me interject something right there with that social media. They've also played video games a lot of their life.
Yeah.
And they don't understand the value of life because they think they can just put another quarter in and start over.
Yeah, and I think the fact that there's not that, like, you know, the people I might be talking shit to on a weekend, I would be at the same park as them playing basketball, and I'm going to see them face to face the next weekend, and they can knock the shit out of me if they want to. But now all of a sudden that kid is like, I don't actually have to see this person in real life, and I can just make fun of them and say whatever horrible thing I want to. And it kind of spirals out of control to where, like, and there is something about, like, my kids are really young. They haven't touched an electronic. Like, they have no idea about it.
And then you think also about how famous these shooters get instantly.
Yeah.
And kids see that and they want to be Instagram famous, Twitter famous, and stuff like that. And they think, oh, well, you know, I'll just shoot up the school over here, and then everybody will know my name, and I'll be famous. And
I mean,
I think that plays into
the
it too.
SoundCloud rapper that got killed.
Extension.
Tentacion or whatever.
Temptation. All over the beach, by the way.
But, like,
everywhere on the
that
beach.
guy, like, I
RIP.
mean, how many people have, like, you know, tried to, like, claim being involved in that murder to be like, being like, oh, my Instagram will blow up. 2 rappers did blow up based on the fact that they claimed to be involved in the murder, and they weren't, but, like, just claiming to be
That's
there.
a weird realm, though, of this modern day hip hop and how they. Well, first off, they're not good. Second is, like, they call everybody out, like, and it's not like, hey, man, I've got a beef with you. It's more like, hey, I'm going to come over and rape your sister, and then I'm going to take my dick out and rub it on your chin.
Who's the guy with that like, rainbow hair? And
oh,
shit?
6ix9ine.
6ix9ine.
Like, it's way over the top shit. Not just, hey, let's go meet in a parking lot and beat the crap out of each other, and, you know.
No, 6ix9ine's the one that has, like, posted videos, like, messing around with other rappers' girlfriends, like, just onto Twitter, and you're like,
whoa, where do we
see the social media thing too? I think we are also developing kids that have very real and legitimate mental issues and disorders because they go to social media. What do you see on Facebook? People having a good time. They don't post their bad times on Facebook. They post their pictures of them flexing at a Disney vacation with their mom and dad. Man, my dad doesn't even live with me. Like, everything is better that they're looking at than how they really feel.
Right.
And I think we're developing a whole generation of depressed and bipolar. And I think the medications, we're putting people on medications immediately.
That, like, when you
There's
post
no
your stuff online, you're like, if I can't post, like, hey, you know, today's been a rough day, blah, blah. Instead, I got to post, like, hey, look at me and my buddy, like, doing whatever. Like,
starting tomorrow.
Post shit.
I'm starting a depression Facebook account.
Well, I mean, that's, like, I guess
it's fireworks going off behind me.
Another bad day.
It's called the Arby's Nihilist. By the way, if you haven't checked that out,
there's a reason that mine is, like,
Twitter.
mostly dick and fart jokes.
It's what it's
It's
for.
because like
That's-
I don't take mine serious, and like I was looking at my Facebook the other day, and I was like, I don't know who 60% of these people are in real life. I wouldn't be able to tell you if I was standing right next to him in line. I have no idea who that
My
person
name's
is.
Dustin.
No,
We're
but, like,
friends
yeah,
on Facebook.
but like I know you guys. I know the people I know that I would like recognize there, and I would talk to them. But like, so if I don't know who 60% of these people are, I'm not going to share important
Real
details
shit.
of my life.
Yeah.
Like, no, I'm going to tell you the blanket version of what I feel
Yeah.
like telling you. But outside
Yeah.
of that, like, no.
But I think also like what you were saying, the division thing is a big part of it. I mean, Brooks is a really left-leaning dude. I'm
Hey.
more to the. I mean, it's just. I mean, I'm more to the right.
Uh-huh.
Like I lean more to the right. He leans more to the left.
Yeah.
We are
Yeah.
both in a band together. We've been friends for years.
There's ways
But
to make
I
it
think
happen.
the social online media thing is telling you that if you're on the right, anybody on the left is your fucking enemy,
devil,
and it's
yeah.
trying
Yeah.
to take your rights away and
Mhm.
trying to fucking take everything from you. And then
Yeah.
everybody on the left, anybody on the right is a fucking Nazi or racist, a fucking homophobe,
Yeah.
all this kind of stuff. And I think it's a really divisive tactic
Yeah.
that I don't know who is behind it. I mean, government, whatever. I
And
see it, and I don't think it's
See-
right, and I don't think it's healthy, and
Yeah.
I think it's just social media causing more
is.
mental illness, divisiveness, and it just needs to stop.
Yeah, and
man.
the thing is, okay, so Brooks, we keep going back to him. He grew up without technology. Like this technology wasn't there until he was in like almost a late 20s, like almost a middle-aged man.
Yeah.
And these kids, they're getting all this chaos, just what you just mentioned, from day one.
Yeah.
Like from the minute they
Oh,
are
so-
on this earth, and it's just causing them to go nuts. Their brains are short. They're short-circuiting their brains.
So
You-
I've
you
got
may
a
speak.
I've got a
You may
confession.
speak.
I never. Okay, so I'm 41 years old right now. Okay, I never judged people left or right until probably about 3 or 4
So
years
you started
ago.
the show all of a sudden. It's like
It was probably about 3 or 4 years ago. It was always like if someone came to me with some, and we were talking, and
like
they had
beer, you
some
smoke weed.
crazy ass idea, where I was like, we'd be talking and interacting, and all of a sudden they're like, "F those ends." I'd be like, "All right, well, you're kind of off kilter. I'm
Yeah.
not going to be friends with you."
yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And then I'd come up to someone else, and they'd be like, "F women." Okay, I'm not going to be friends with
All
you.
right.
Yeah.
Or this guy's like, "Man, I love guns." I'm like, "I kind of like guns. Yeah, let's talk about guns. Okay, we can kind of hang out. I like this band and this music. Okay, we're cool." I never went left
Who'd
or
you
right
vote for?
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Until about 3 or 4 years ago, I started realizing, oh, there are people that are on the left and on the right and
Yeah.
believe this and that, and who I can interact with and be friends with. But my entire life, I've always had friends that were on both sides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As well as I have.
And
Yeah.
we may not agree on the same thing as far as it comes to the big issues, abortion or gun control or whatever. And, a lot of those seated issues, like big time stuff, is the way I was raised. But we
But
can
when
still
did
be
we
friends,
Well,
and we
and
can
I-
still hang out.
I-
We can still be in a band, and we
There's-
can still
yeah.
do this and that. I can.
It's
you'll
there's
come
a
to my
guy that
house and
I've-
eat.
It's
there's
the
a-
media drawing a line. It's
Well,
not
yeah.
us. It's
Yeah.
not. It's
Yeah.
not anybody, regular people. It's the media drawing a line and saying, "Pick a
Yeah.
fucking side."
Right.
Yeah.
And-
Because there's
a-
never been a time when
but-
they've been like, when PJ's thought, man, I'd love to go to that party, but fucking Dustin's going to be there and he's a fucking left wing bleeding heart liberal. That's never
No,
entered your
never.
mind. Ever
Never.
has
Well,
it?
so they're like I had a guy I play hockey with. He's about as far on the other side of the spectrum as I can be.
Right.
He and I face to face get along great. We are like solid friends. When we go to a bar and grab a beer, social media,
Oh, yeah.
it is fucking war.
Gloves off.
And it
Yeah.
like it makes no sense though, because I'm like, in real life, you and I we're just getting along. We can talk. We can even discuss that issue that we are on
Without
polar opposite sides
freaking
of,
out.
and be totally respectful of one another. And then all of a sudden, the next day, we see something on social media to be like, "Oh, really, motherfucker? Like, I want to keyboard badass you right now,
Yeah,
and
your
fucking
balls get
like
10 times bigger
Exactly.
online.
Yeah, it's like
It's almost like social media
Yeah.
has become an AI, like an alternative reality,
Or-
or just an
Yeah.
alternative
No.
reality.
it's like a video game.
Yeah.
It's a video game,
It's
yeah.
almost
Basically.
like social media, what you say, what you put, or whatever's going on, joking or not,
Yeah.
has become the stat on the back of your baseball card that
Yeah,
people
yeah.
judge you by.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
That's
How
right.
many hits do you
That-
have? Yeah.
That this guy over here, this is what he has said on social media, so this is the way he believes, and he leans this way, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah, and
He's
he's
got-
got
he's
got
got
this
a
Then
many
it becomes
friends,
a
this
yeah,
many
big
yeah.
stuff, blah, blah, blah.
generalization.
How many
Yep, and
times did
it's
he
just-
burn you on that comment section
Yeah.
or some
Yeah.
shit? Yeah.
You know, even though he may be just fucking with you or
Yeah.
joking around,
Busting your
it's
balls,
now
yeah.
it's in print and
Yeah.
it gets in
Yeah.
these people's heads
know-
that this is the way these people are. It's happened to us doing this stupid show.
Yeah.
There are people
We
that
get thrown
I,
into these political things. and
I
we're
can
like,
give you a
"Whoa."
list of no, I
We
can
like
give you a list
dicks
of
and
5
farts.
people. I can give you a list right now of 5 people that I would love to have in here and have a conversation with because I think they're really cool people
Yeah.
and they've done some really cool things,
Yeah.
But they'll have nothing to do with us.
but they're scared that they're going to get in here and get raped. Or
No,
some
I don't think it's
bullshit or
they're
some
scared they're going to
shit.
get raped. I think they're scared because they think they're going to lose their clout and whatever people they're trying
Oh,
to
yeah,
impress.
Yeah.
No,
That's
it's
what
a-
I think it is.
No, these
Like,
people
I
on
can't-
my list aren't clout people.
No,
It's
but
more like they're scared to come in here because they don't know what they're getting into.
because they think we're going to just chastise the shit out of them.
Yeah, and I'm like, dude, y'all are really cool people. I'd like to sit down and interview with. It doesn't always have to be dick and fart jokes, but you know, I'd like to have a real conversation with you.
Do you guys ever listen to? Do y'all listen to Mini Podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you? I know this is a douchey one, but I like listening to him because he's smart and he's smarter than he portrays himself. But is Joe Rogan?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I
And Joe-
listen to him all the time.
Joe
yeah.
Rogan always says we are on the edge of something big, either a jump or a complete
regression.
disaster.
Well,
Like
tomorrow
something
is Civil War.
I saw that,
Yeah.
but I think I'm starting to buy into that. That we're at this crossroads as a human race right now. That we're either really gonna realize we're gonna pull the reins back and be like, wait, let's make this thing jump for the good, or things are about to get really
Well,
fucking shit evil
we-
around here.
Well, I'll say we are, but we aren't. We are in the sense that the media, social media, is drawing the line in the sand, saying, yeah, we're about to get to this point. We're at a boiling point. But then you get into the real world in a mixed, diverse culture. The
And
place,
it's not even an issue.
The place that I
Yeah.
work at, very diverse. I work with people, all ethnicities, all races, all genders, whatever, you know, and we all get along fine. The stuff that happens on social media never comes up at all.
Yeah.
I can work with this
Yeah.
person just as well as I work with this person who's a different race, just as I work with this person who's a different sexuality, I work with this person who's from a different fucking country.
Mhm.
We all work together just fine. Nobody talks about these fucking issues at all in real life. And I think it's just a fucking social media thing of the media trying to separate you, whether you're a Democrat or a Republican. And that's the bottom line. You're
Yeah.
either one of the two,
Yeah.
and there's no middle ground. There's no middle person. There's no more middle class. There's poor or rich.
That's the scary
and
part.
and it's just it's kind of just sad to see. But yeah, I agree with you. We are on the brink of a thing to an extent. Whether you want to believe it or not is what the
But the
what
thing
the
is,
thing is.
you
Yeah.
disconnect, you stop looking at social media, and you walk outside and you look at your neighborhood, and you're like, if we're on the brink of something, I'm not going to kill my neighbor across the street. I'm not going
Yeah.
to kill my neighbor over here. I'm not going to kill my neighbor over here.
Yeah.
I'm not going to kill my neighbor over here. We all hang out. We all talk.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, even the guys down at the end of the street. I don't talk to them all the time, but I see them. We wave. We nod. I'm not going to pull a gun on them
no.
Yeah.
for whatever they believe. So whatever this fucking bullshit is that social media is trying to have you believe that we're in the middle, we're about to start a civil war,
Civil
and
War is
Yeah.
happening.
all these neighborhoods are going to erupt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think about
How?
it sometimes, and I'm like, how is that gonna work? Like, are there gonna just be roving gangs going across killing,
yeah.
you know, every
It's gonna turn into
black
Purge.
person, or black
Yeah.
gangs
Yeah.
going around killing every
No, to
white
be Brick
person,
showing up
or
like I got some.
And
Mexicans
even,
killing every
like,
Asian they see.
Can we-
like, how
we
is
do
that,
this later. Let's
like,
drink
what
some
the
beer now.
fuck, man.
Yeah,
Like,
Oh,
And
okay.
like all
I
of
have
us,
a whole bunch of tequila in my
the
house.
shit we enjoy.
Let's go over there,
Okay,
man.
we enjoy local music. We go to these venues. We go to these shows. How diverse they are. How much stuff is going on. You know, how many different fans are there, and
Yeah.
people just
Yeah.
hanging out, drinking beer. I'm not gonna
Well,
go to
that's-
civil
Yeah,
war
I'm not
against
It's
gonna
funny.
people
fucking-
Yeah, exactly.
in,
That like
in,
when
in
we
the
went
middle
to
of
Austin.
Lolas, in the middle
Right,
of Austin.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
what?
Yeah,
I'm
when
here
we
to
went to
rock,
Austin,
man.
I
I ain't
consider
here to
Austin
fucking kill
a
anybody.
pretty liberal city. And we went to Austin a few weeks ago. We didn't see people yelling at each other. Like,
No.
I wonder how bad it is on the East Coast and West Coast, though. Is it the same? No one gives.
I
Is it
really
like
think-
here?
I-
They don't really give a fuck.
Again,
it's just
I
the
think
media.
that echo chamber of
Yeah.
Twitter, Facebook, Instagram
Yeah.
will make you think that like all things are turned up to 11, but in all actuality, it's
It's
like
really
some
not.
people are, but the rest of us can like at the same time be like,
Do you want
let's
to drink a
just,
beer?
like, grab a beer and like
Yeah,
talk about
man.
not that issue and just like hang out like.
A majority of the country would be like, yeah, let's do that.
And even
Well,
when we
yeah.
do talk about that issue, it could be like, see your point of view.
Yeah,
You
Like,
go out
we're
to
not
the
gonna be-
West
I
Coast.
get like playing hockey, like
we're not going to immediately
a bunch
say
of the
you're a
guys
Nazi.
are super like there's a bunch of really right wing dudes I play hockey with, like far right. And there's never been an argument in that locker room. And
On
then
your
when we
team?
go and then when we go up to the bar and we have a beer, never an argument. Like to where we'll all like we wildly disagree on an issue and we'll just be like, totally. I see your point of view. You gotta buy the next round. Like I mean, it's,
Alright.
like, you know, like
Yeah,
because I bought the last one. We've been waiting for a while.
You know,
like,
you talk
yeah,
about it for a
like-
little bit, and then you're like,
And the-
"Oh man, hey, did you see that?"
the
new
media
fucking
has
video,
completely
the
dropped
fucking
you type
trailer
of
for
guys
Ant-Man
off.
or whatever.
they're not interested in that story. That's a very
Yeah.
interesting story. You're on a hockey team and you have 4,000 BX9 Cruz, like Ted Cruz people playing on
Yeah.
your team, and you're polar opposite of that.
Yeah.
And y'all have a good time and drink beer, and if the subject comes up, it's not going to completely take over the whole
No.
night,
No,
and you move on. That doesn't get media coverage. They don't.
No,
They don't do a
no,
report
no.
on your
Yeah, yeah.
sweet ass
Yeah.
hockey
it's
team.
not exciting. Yeah,
No.
Yeah.
no.
Well, same thing. I've got
It's real boring.
the
It's real boring.
A lot of
the avenue I
poops
work in
talks.
draws super hardcore redneck,
Yeah, you do.
red, hardcore right leaning guys there.
Yeah.
To the point to where I know that a few of my previous coworkers actually had clan challenge coins in their wallet.
What
Like
is
it
what's
was
a
pretty-
clan
What is
challenge
Yeah, what
coin?
is that? Yeah.
I don't even know what
you know what
that
a
is.
challenge coin is, right?
That's the like the
Those are those imprinted coins that are for
Um,
special. If you're in a special group,
yeah.
you're in a special situation.
Pulp
Started
Fiction,
with the
right?
military. Like the challenge coin was something that was in the military. If you were
Like
in
the
a,
John Wick stuff, like where you give a coin to the
kind of
hotel
like
or
that,
whatever?
Pulp
kind of
Fiction?
like that. But this is a challenge
coin
coin.
in the butt.
I actually have some in the house from that I brought back from NASA. But they were like if you're on the militaries did it if you're on a special assignment or a special mission or you're in a special group, you got a challenge coin. And what it became a drinking game. If you're at a bar and a guy whipped out his challenge coin and hit the bar table, whoever didn't have theirs or was the last one to hit it had to buy the round.
Okay.
And it was a
Okay.
big deal, but it signified where you were or what you're a part of or
Right.
what operation you're part of or mission.
Okay.
Well, a lot of different organizations have started using those, different groups, different things.
We should do that.
I've brought that up several times. Like even the company I work for, we have safety challenge coins they can give out every year. I've got 3 of them sitting in the house.
We could ditch the KKK thing though.
But yeah. But these guys were clan members, and the clan had some made. And when you really reached a certain level inside the clan, and they kept them in their wallet. So if it's ever brought up, you just whip it out and say, hey, this signifies that I'm pretty deep into the clan. And these guys are pretty hardcore. I've had some conversations
They're
with
still
them
there?
and stuff. They've moved on. They're still within the company, but yeah, they've moved on.
I bet you they're not bragging about their challenge coins much these days. So.
Yeah, it was one of
Yes.
those things. Once you work with them for a while, and they,
Oh, you want to see something crazy?
You work with someone every day.
Yeah.
The conversations you get into
to know
are
'em.
kind of silly, especially when it's just you and another dude, and you're with each other for 6 hours, 7 hours of the day. You start talking about all sorts of shit, and all sorts of shit comes out. Well, yeah, these guys were pretty hardcore, and yet they may believe that way, and I would definitely mark them off my social list.
You're not having
Right,
them over
yeah.
for
Yeah,
burgers and beer.
But if I
don't
saw
wanna-
them at a bar, I'd
Yeah.
still be like, "Hey, man, what's up? You want a drink? Here, cool, dude."
I don't
whatever.
want to change the way that they think at all.
Yeah,
Let them think what they want to think. Let them do what they want to do. I have a problem
Yeah.
I have a problem with people that want to change the way people think and how they truly feel. If he is truly a Klansman truly does not like any other race than his own race, let him do that. That's fine. Whatever. That's my decision to be a friend with him. That's my decision only.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to go about having a rally and making laws and stuff to where he can't think that way, that's
Yeah.
a little problematic to me. That's a little too far
Yeah.
for me. We always got to have those kind of people. The freedom is let people fucking think what
Yeah.
they want to fucking think.
Exactly.
You, as an individual, not a group, decide whether you want to involve yourself with that person
Yeah.
or not.
It's true.
That's all it comes
I've
down
ne-
to.
I think that-
to me at least.
Yeah, and when I really realized that was right when the gay marriage thing was popping hard, like was it 2008 or whatever, when they were freaking out all over the place. I'd never had thought about it. I've never sat there and been like, man, wonder how many men Dustin's fucked. Wonder
12.
Man, I wonder how many times he's been in that relationship with someone and knew they were special. But like I'd never gave a fuck, and I never
Yeah.
will. I don't give a fuck if you decide. Now, if it's against the law, and it's
Yeah.
or if it deals with kids or something, then yeah. But
if
yeah.
it becomes, and that's
So
the
it's
same thing.
deviant.
These guys that are hardcore clans guys, I'm like you. I'm not going to try to change
Break
their
them.
belief
No.
system. I did bust their balls hardcore in the way
Sure.
I normally bust people's balls.
Exactly.
Like one of them
no
told
matter
me
who
this.
you are, you
One
need-
of them told me this. It's me and him. We only worked together for like 3 weeks, and he was brand new to the job, and he brought it up as we were working together. And as he's telling me, he's like, we do this and that and that. And I was like, and he's like inviting me out to something.
Oh
and I was
shit!
I was like, man, I'd really like to come out there and see what you guys believe, but I think, I don't know, my wife's black, and she probably wouldn't appreciate it.
Your dad's black.
And it shut down the conversation.
Oh.
Like
Yeah.
he just went, oh shit. And I kid you not, the area we were working in was quiet for like 30 minutes, and I couldn't hold it anymore.
Yeah.
I just started laughing, and I was like, dude, I'm just fucking with you. My wife's not black,
But
but
still,
you need to be
Yeah.
careful. You've only been here 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And consequently, 6 months later, the guy got fired because he ended up calling. We had a black guy on our job, or in my crew. He was standing they were remodeling this office we were in, and they had 2x4s up with the plastic sheeting
hmm
to keep the dirt out of
Yeah.
out of the area where all the expensive equipment was. And he was on the other side of the plastic sheeting and said, "Yeah, I'm having a terrible day because they got me working with this monkey, and I didn't want to work with him." The only thing between him and the other guy was a piece of clear plastic.
Yikes.
And the guy, I was standing there when I
Fucking
heard it. I was
Darwin
like,
right
what
there.
the fuck?
That guy's not going to
Did
be
he bust through that
And-
fucking plastic and beat his ass?
So I had been working with
That'd
the,
been funny.
the
Just
black guy for
Wow.
years.
Just a fist.
And I
Through the
had
plastic.
done a few questionable things because I like to listen to Howard Stern. You know how Howard
Oh,
Stern
yeah,
gets
yeah.
and blah, blah, blah. And he found it funny and was like, no, it's cool. Like, I changed the station. He's like, no, keep it on Stern. I get it. It's all good. Me and him had several conversations about all sorts of stuff. So we were cool, and we'd been working for like 5 or 6 years. Well, when that happened, I was sitting there and like, holy shit. I looked at him, and he's like, He stood up, and he walked around the corner, and he goes, hey, dumbass, this is a piece of fucking plastic. You're done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he came back around the corner, picked up the phone, called Human Resources, the EOC. They filed
Yeah.
a complaint, and the guy was gone.
Well, rightfully so. But I think what you touched on for a second too is a part of the problem as well. People have lost their fucking sense of humor, big time.
Oh no, that's a big deal.
That's a big fucking deal.
big
We
deal.
cannot make a joke about shit anymore without being
No.
labeled this or that or that.
I feel sorry for
or
comedians
somebody,
these days.
yeah, somebody having a fucking problem with it. Nobody can take a joke anymore.
Can you
When
imagine
you-
George Carl, like what he would be doing right now?
He's rolling in his fucking
When you walk
grave.
into
Yeah.
a
He's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
comedy show,
What happened?
Yeah.
that should be all bets are off.
Yeah.
Everything's wide open. It's the same thing like going to see a show, a concert, or whatever. All bets are off. Whatever happens, happens. But comedians should be just
let 'em
able to
be-
do whatever they
Just
want.
let them do it. Yeah.
But
I think who was it that we had in here when we were talking about this? How that's kind of becoming a thing now. Like if you go up on the stage right now in the comedy circuit and you start railing on Trump
Yeah.
or taking the softball toss jokes, then you're kind of you're one of
You're
those.
hacky.
Yeah,
you're one of those those
You're hacky.
comedians.
Yeah.
So hopefully it's going to work itself
People
out in
have got to
comedy.
learn to laugh at themselves again, man. I
You
think
have
that's a
to.
big
Humor's
problem.
awesome.
Especially now. I mean,
Yeah, there's too
you
much
gotta-
hardcore shit going on. You have to
Yeah,
have a
you
sense
gotta,
of humor.
You got to take it lightly.
you don't want this to turn into East Berlin where everything is gray and nothing is
Right,
funny.
You have
Exactly,
to watch
yeah.
It's Always Sunny. That's it. Just watch that.
Yeah.
That's it.
Fucking watch
Curb
It's
Your
Always Sunny.
Enthusiasm.
And that.
Yeah,
when everything's
yeah.
uncomfortable
Stop
funny.
taking everything so fucking serious.
Yeah.
The Trump people need to learn to laugh at Trump and the stupid things he does. The liberals need to learn to laugh at the fucking stupid things liberals fucking
Yeah.
do. Like, there's some hilarious shit that both sides fucking do,
Yeah.
and it's funny being in the middle and laughing at all of
Yeah.
it and seeing how ridiculous.
Like their
it
press
is.
balls used to be really funny. There was some funny stuff that came out of those things,
Yeah.
and now there's like every time there's a press White House press event or like some kind of charity thing, or it's like someone just completely demoralizes this poor lady because she's not the most attractive woman in the world,
Yeah.
and you're like, what the fuck, like. Why? What are we doing this for?
Yeah.
Why? Let's reel it in a little bit, and then the one side's totally pissed off, and
Oh, what the fuck?
How could you ever do
Yeah.
that? Well, guess what, motherfucker? 8 years ago, when
guys did the same
you were ripping on
fucking thing.
Obama every other day.
Yep.
I had to hear all these jokes about this, that, how like we had to investigate his citizenship.
Yeah.
We had to do.
Well, what's
like,
the
what the
shit?
fuck?
What's the shit going on with oh man, what's her name? Sarah Sanders.
Oh, that's what I was talking
Yeah.
about.
Oh,
With
yeah.
they
Yeah.
had their press ball or whatever
and
it was. in
well,
the White
I mean,
House.
she gets kicked out of
A
that restaurant
Yeah.
for being associated with Trump, and then
But she handled
Republicans
it
are like,
very classy.
Yeah.
true that, yeah.
She was-
Can you
like,
imagine?
she
if,
handled it
her
the right
walkout
way,
was
but
really
I
cool.
think
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it's just hilarious how it's like totally
Yeah.
flipped now
it has
to where. I mean, I know
The
everybody's associating with the gay cake and stuff like that, and like,
Yeah.
well, you know, they made the gay baker bake the cake for the gay people, and they should make, you know, the owner of that restaurant accept
Yeah.
Sarah Sanders and stuff. It's totally
Yeah.
flipped, and nobody is seeing that, and I find that fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
That
I do too.
it's just like you can't.
It's like if you
what are
went,
you gonna
if you
do?
took your family to a restaurant and they're like,
and I
"Fuck
left
you,
them.
fuck you, man! You can't come in here. You work for AT&T," something like that, and you had to leave. Can you imagine if that shit happened? That's
Like, all
that.
right.
Are we getting to the point where
Man, this
there's?
CC's pizza sucks.
Yeah,
Are we getting to the
This
point
sucks.
where?
they're getting a 1-star review on Google.
Let's
And
go
Yelp.
here, man, because that's a Republican restaurant. Or let's
Yeah,
go here, man,
that's-
because that's a that's a
Oh,
Democratic
Now that will-
Party
that
restaurant.
can't
Like,
and you
happen.
is that
better
what's about
hope,
to happen?
You better hope chain restaurants don't get that way because that will kill them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would.
Totally kill
It
them.
would
Thank-
kill them.
So thank God for capitalism for that. I mean, that's the only thing keeping
Yeah.
it from being that
Don't
way.
say that on Facebook, man.
Well, hey,
Well,
I mean,
shit.
As
I
long
told
as-
you I lean to the right a little bit. So
Let's
I mean,
turn this country into the
but
republic.
I'm saying that's the only saving grace in that situation.
Yeah.
Is companies that will go that way, that say we will only serve people from the left or we will only serve people from the right.
Won't last.
The
long.
money will speak for itself. Capitalism will speak
Yeah.
for itself, and the people will decide, hey, I don't want to go to that restaurant. I don't want to go to that restaurant because of this. They believe this or that. And I think right now that's the only thing that's saving this country from being that way is
That is
that
a
is that
weird-
they know that they will lose
That's a weird
fucking
point.
money. They will lose a shit ton of money if they lean left or right.
That is
and
a
they
really
are trying
cool
to
point.
save in the middle.
That capitalism is what is completely holding the thing together, and that's what a lot of people attack.
It's money.
That's a very good
And
point.
what-
Capitalism
and-
is money, and money talks. And right now, they are trying to stay in the middle as
Yeah.
fucking as hard as they can. Even though this social media thing is pushing them to one side or the other,
Yeah.
saying you are either right or left. You cannot be in the middle. They are trying to stay
You
in the
just
middle
blew,
as much
you
as
just
they
blew
can.
a bunch of Antifa people's mind with
And
that
what's
comment.
Well, that's
weird.
it. I mean, that's
Either
all it is.
side,
As long as
either
the Jack
side.
in the Box is in the middle.
But what's weird is your online realm leans one way.
Yeah.
Most of those companies, the
Lean to the
biggest
left.
companies, lean to the left.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so you can't do like the whole capitalist issue out of that is gone.
But the Chick-fil-A thing. I mean,
But they're
Chick-fil-A's leaning to the
Fucking
right. They're
Chick-fil-A's
still
fucking
around. They're
delicious.
still
but
fucking
they're
doing
not a
great.
giant
And-
Silicon Valley company.
I told my
True,
sister.
true.
My
It's the
sister.
Silicon Valley companies that you got to worry about because they're the ones who have
Yeah.
control of the
Well,
entire
they,
network.
they have enough money to where they don't have to
But, like,
worry
I
about the
mean, we're-
capitalist system.
My wife and I are as bad as anybody. Where we're both you know, from most people's point of view, pretty left-leaning people, and we go to Chick-fil-A like twice a
'Cause
week.
it's fucking
Like,
delicious.
Yeah.
I actually am in the middle on that.
love
My
it.
wife loves it,
But
I do
here's
too.
the deal,
and I'm very much it's food.
Brooks. You're kind of like us.
Well, my sister.
We feel that we lean to the left, but
Yeah.
then we realize we're more middle road. Like him and I
Yeah.
have done different surveys and stuff,
Yeah.
and it's more like you ride the fence. You're right in
Yeah,
the middle.
yeah.
You're right in the middle of this. You're right in the middle of that. And they're like pretty in-depth surveys.
I
And
can't.
they're like, okay,
I can't
I guess
deny
you're
that
right.
I don't love Polynesian sauce.
Yeah.
but you like shooting a gun too, right?
What's that?
You like shooting a gun?
Never done it.
What?
Never.
Well, I
shot
told
a
my
gun.
sister. My sister is
guns.
bisexual,
Never
and at the
done it.
time of that Chick-fil-A thing, she was leaning
Never done it.
heavily lesbian.
Would.
And I told her, I was
Would.
like,
It's not-
"Hey,
yeah.
I love you, and I support everything you do. You could do whatever you want, and I would still. You hung the moon to me in my heart, but I ain't gonna stop going to Chick-fil-A. I don't fucking care.
Chick-fil-A is not going to stop serving lesbians and
They're-
gay
yeah,
people either.
right.
So,
But if they did, they would lose
see what-
money
Yeah.
and they would probably stop.
in the realm where I shoot a lot of my photography stuff in the dancing world, there's a lot of gay women and men.
Yeah.
In fact, the men is probably like 90%.
Yeah.
The women's probably about 40%. They all fucking love Chick-fil-A, and that's
Chick-fil-A's
all they
yeah,
want.
yeah,
They're like,
Yeah.
I want some chicken. I want some chicken because I can eat that, and it won't add a bunch of weight
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah.
I just want the chicken. I just want.
We need to talk about that chip that was put in our head by Chick-fil-A and the health insurance when we were born, right out of the.
All right, so here's the deal.
I gotta go pee.
We've had
Yeah.
fantastic conversation, and we're in extra innings now.
Are we?
Where
we
are
are
we?
in extra innings. So, I have something while Matt's walking out that I need to talk to you guys about.
Okay.
All right.
If you're interested, a proposition has been placed upon my lap that I keep wanting to talk to you guys about, and I figured this would be a good time to do it. A music video.
Yeah.
At a certain venue I keep inviting you guys to down in Austin.
Where's that?
Wait. Where?
Doing a music video inside the Yellow Rose.
Oh, I'd be very in on that.
Playing
What's
on the
Yellow
main
Rose?
playing
Strip
on
club.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Maybe playing on the main stage with a bunch of girls dancing all over you, around you, and
I mean, I'd be in.
as you're ripping
Like,
into it.
yeah.
I need to ask my wife.
Well, of course, you couldn't do a music video with them being completely naked. They would have to have
Right.
like
Right.
some
Yeah.
type of clothing on, or else there'd be a lot of
Yeah.
roto work done as you were following pixelated boxes around the screen. But this has been thrown out to me to pass on to you guys. So
Okay. I mean, I'd be interested in the idea. I mean,
Okay.
yeah. We
well, maybe the
we're
next.
working on one right now.
Yeah, we got
we've
one
got
idea
one
right
coming
now.
out that and hopefully the next month or so it'll be done. But that said, it's no Yellow Rose.
Yeah.
I mean,
And I mean,
Well,
we got 10 songs on the album.
You do have 10
Yeah.
songs to
so
use.
we could do 9 of them with Yellow Rose. That
There you
other
go.
one we'll do there. I mean,
Well, our people will get together with your people.
all right,
We'll
we've
do
got
some
people.
discussions. I just wanted to throw that out there and be like,
Yeah,
y'all's faces said it all. There was no like, oh my God, what? Oh, I'm offended. I'm walking out.
No.
just a
Yeah,
handful of
You
singles
got
popped
contacts
up.
at the Yellow Rose?
I do. I keep inviting you guys every time you're down there.
I
come
I
over.
don't
and then
run
we
the
get
account, so I
Then
I
you
have
drink.
No idea.
yeah, and then I get drunk. And
Yeah.
yeah.
I need to
3
start just
whiskeys.
texting PJ and be like,
Yeah,
hey,
yeah.
You're in
He
control of
should
this.
have
Let's go,
access
let's
to
go.
the account, but see,
Oh,
he was
man.
smart and got rid of social media.
Yeah, I don't have the
Yeah,
Facebook.
I just
need to
I
text
don't
you.
have the Twitter.
Man,
all
I
I've
am
got
right
is-
there. I'm
I
close.
got the
I just don't think-
Instagram. That's about
just need to
it.
text
I
straight
love
to you.
Instagram.
And I
That's-
think
yeah.
like the last post I had was like last
It
year.
was like a
sometime
year
or
to
something
2
like
years
that.
ago. Yeah.
On
Yeah, that's
Instagram?
about-
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that's about it, man.
Like,
I
he's
don't.
I just
not
like
on.
looking at all the pretty pictures.
I don't. Yeah, I don't look. I don't really play the social
I like
media stuff.
Reddit. I love Reddit, and I do a little bit of Twitter
I
just
feel
to
like
hear people.
old man yelling at the sky with Reddit.
Oh, really?
Like I try to figure it out. I'm like, I don't know what's happening.
It takes a little while. You got to just go in. Like, this is, I don't post.
Yeah,
I just go in there. I have the certain groups.
I learn.
yeah,
I've joined, and they're on my main page, and I go through there, and I just kind of scroll and look around and
right.
kind of see what's going on. And I have, the stuff I like,
I've been doing a
up in
lot
that
of
feed.
audio engineering.
And
It took me
obsessive.
forever
really
to
cool.
understand what the hell TLDR meant. Like, that's how far
Yeah.
behind I am.
Yeah.
Too long didn't read.
Yeah, too long didn't read.
Oh, really?
Like, I didn't
Is that
know,
what TRL
yeah, I didn't,
means?
Yeah.
I didn't know what the
There's-
fuck that
It wasn't a
meant when I
tribute to
saw it.
TRL
Is it?
and
No,
TDL?
Like TLDR?
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck is that?
TDIL. Today I learned
I-
was another one.
Oh yeah, today I learned.
Today I learned was
TIL.
another one. I forget.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
pretty
there's a
far
lot of
behind on
acronyms you
it.
got to learn, but I do find it pretty refreshing over my Facebook feed. I will
Yeah.
go through my.
Well, you can
I will
find
go
your
through
niche.
my when I have all the stuff I have needed lined up in Reddit, like the little groups I want to see post from, and I will scroll through it for say 2 or 3 minutes, and then I go over to Facebook and I feel stupid.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I learned a bunch of cool shit, got to see a bunch of
Now
cool
you're
shit,
looking at a bunch of
and then I feel stupid.
monkeys playing with their own shit.
Like tonight, I had something I wanted to bring up to you, and I'll just show you right now. I'll just show
Is it
you
from
right
Reddit?
now. It's from Reddit.
I love Reddit.
Okay, have
I wish
y'all-
we could figure out a way to post our show in the podcast subreddits, but because they use us back when I was trying to do it about 2 years ago, I couldn't. They have a weird program language that you need to know to post your podcast show.
It's not that
Yeah.
way anymore.
But I use it for like I go to it when I'm obsessing on. I'm trying to run a marathon, and so I do it for that. I
Is
do it
it
for my
the-
diet. I do it for like I check out Reddit for audio engineering stuff, and it's just if you want to obsess on something and go down a rabbit hole and learn as much as you can, it's a good source to go to. I
Yeah.
think.
So this is what threw me down a crazy rabbit hole the other day. Was this siphonophores? You ever heard of these?
No.
It is. Let me pull this up on my docs here. SIPHONOPHORES. Siphonophores. You just went down to the coast, Matt. Did you see any Portuguese man of war?
I actually did see one.
You know, last time we were
And-
down there were quite a bunch.
Yeah, we didn't have that many this time, but not Michaela. Lane got hit by one by her arm and freaked
Oh,
out,
man.
and then it was
By
either that
a
or
jellyfish or a Portuguese man of war.
Well, that's the thing. She was freaking out and everything, and I was like, if it's a Portuguese man, it would probably be a lot worse than
It
it
would
is.
have she
Yeah.
would have been in
But,
fire for like days.
But then when
Does
we
the
were
piss
about to
work on
leave,
those?
what
I
I
don't
heard.
know
I
if
think-
it does on that.
Not on Man of Wars?
It doesn't.
But I was really
Isn't
shocked.
that Portuguese man of war is the one that can paralyze you immediately?
Yeah, it's the
sometimes.
bubble.
yes.
It has the weird
Right.
purple
Well,
bubble top.
About 5 minutes later, washed up on the beach, we saw one.
You remember we saw a bunch last time we were down there, and I was like, I didn't know Portuguese man of war were along the Texas coast.
No, there's a shit ton there.
I always knew there were jellyfish, but not the man of war. And
There's
we saw
both.
like a giant one, and I sat there and fucked with it for like an hour at least, going,
Yeah.
I want to take this thing apart. Well, that's basically what a siphonophore is.
Is a Portuguese man of war?
It's a being that is made up of different
Many organisms.
different organisms
Bunch
make
of
up one
orgasms.
being. So we were talking about Reddit when you walked out of the room.
Yeah.
This came up on my Reddit, and I know you have a freaky thing about ocean shit.
I do.
So this is down in the bottom of the ocean.
I don't like ocean stuff.
You
It's
don't?
weird.
No.
Okay.
We perfected this with a swimming pool.
Yeah.
We don't need the.
Like,
I don't know why
nothing
man
needs to be
why-
lower than 10
why
foot.
Why does man go in the ocean or the lake?
The wave
We
pool
have the
at
swimming
Whitewater.
pool.
Do you go out on boats?
No, we have a swimming pool.
Do you
But
cruise
We don't.
like a cruise ship?
But I mean, like, I can go to a swimming pool. I don't go to a lake or an ocean. There's
What about
a
rivers?
pool.
How are you with rivers?
Fuck those. There's a swimming pool.
So
If I'm fishing, cool. But for swimming, there is a swimming pool.
And bathtub, if you're
Like,
even that one.
yeah,
hardcore. I can go
But I'm
play
not.
Irma.
I don't go put my
It's
body
scary.
and be like,
It's
hey,
very
wildlife.
You want
have
it?
a
It's
good
here.
time.
Come get
It's here.
some.
I don't
So-
know what's happening from my neck down.
on the
Like,
cruise I did a couple of weeks
Scary.
ago, you know, as you walk around this brand new ship, there's all these giant screens that you can walk up and touch for the map system of the ship. But if no one's using it, it gives you the stats of like how fast you're going, where you're
Can you
at.
see future
all that
crimes?
stuff.
Fuck yeah.
Can I see what?
Future crimes?
No.
Okay.
Can see future crimes. But what I could see was the depth of the ocean of where we were at.
Oh.
And
That
when
makes
it
that
when it
freak you
pops up
out.
and goes 863 meters, And you
And
go,
it shows you
well,
a depth of
that's
scale, like
it didn't show a
image of-
depth. It just said like 863 meters, and you go, okay,
Damn metric
meters,
system.
3 feet, blah blah blah.
Hey Siri,
Holy fuck!
Yeah, exactly.
That's a long
That's-
fucking way.
That's 2,500
Oh.
feet deep.
God
Is this
damn.
ocean we're in? And I'm just like, yeah, we wreck here. Fuck,
I'm done.
I'm not touching this
Yeah.
bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You're gonna do-
this popped up on my feed. This is 4,000 feet deep.
God,
And they found this, and it's one of those siphonophores that I was talking about. And they're down there with I don't know if this is a full-blown submarine or like a robotic submarine, because a lot of stuff now is just robotics. You don't have to go down there with it. And this thing pops up on radar.
Oh.
I'm going to fast forward a little bit because it needs to get close to it.
Oh.
Kill
my
it
God.
with fire.
Oh,
like,
my
I don't
God.
know what the hell this thing is,
That's the Blair Witch.
but
The Brood Witch.
it looks like the thing that in True
Jeez.
Detective season 1 that you make to
Yeah.
catch the devil. That's what it looks like.
like that thing lives in the ocean.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
No, it should
man.
live nowhere.
Does it have horns?
I have no idea. Like how the
Are those horns?
I don't know.
Put some chlorine in there and fucking make a swimming pool.
This is
Oh,
like a cross
God.
between like H.R. Geiger
Ugh.
shit and
Look at that weird looking eyes things, like
Something-
almost like
Sit on me.
back it up a little bit. Look at the weird
This thing?
alien looking eyes. Back it
Holy
up just a
shit.
little
Right
bit.
there?
Look at
On
that
your side?
alien eyes.
so I don't know what this thing is. And
What'd
it
you say,
makes terrible
4,000 feet?
4,000 feet is where they
Oh,
found this thing.
fuck.
And if you start looking up siphonophores
Oh,
on Google, you start seeing these
I hate it.
things that glow in the dark that are
I hate it.
100 feet long that ensnare these giant fish and sting the fuck out of them. So my question was like, here's this thing. Now it's down on the ground. Its tentacles are all sucked in, and now it's like walking around like a crab with 100 legs.
Yep.
But when you see something like this and you're a scientist and you go to capture it,
I'm not
so you can
wrong.
observe it, how do you not know, like, this thing's never been seen on film before, is what this article says.
Until now? When was
Like,
this?
until now.
When was this made?
I don't, August 11th, 2015.
I hate that thing so much.
So seeing something like that, does that make you think that we're a little vain, thinking that aliens have arms and legs and
Yeah.
heads like we do?
It's just like
Yeah,
people saying
exactly.
right now that octopus, there's a theory that they're actually aliens and they fell into our oceans because there's no
From
other
a comet that
because there's
passed
no
by
other organism
that
that,
broke
that
apart.
matches their
Holy
DNA.
shit.
and
Squidbillies,
their brain
man.
structure.
Fucking squidbillies.
And that octopus and squid are,
Don't touch the trim.
Freaking
what they say
SpongeBob
is
real.
Octopus and squid are so far apart, like they're not even anywhere.
Same
They kind of
species or
look the
nothing?
way, but they're nowhere near related.
Holy shit.
But
Octopus
so
are
what
gonna
was
take
it?
over.
So this thing
what was
right
it?
here-
That movie, Contact or whatever. The fucking aliens were like fucking squidbillies, man. Fucking just giant octopus, mother. Spoiler alert. Again, goddamn. I'm sorry.
Is that the one that just came? Because there's one that,
that was
just came
Arrival.
out.
Arrival.
Have you watched that?
Arrival?
No,
Yeah, that's
That
it.
thing
I'm
looks.
sorry.
I went
Now
in like
it's a-
20 minutes
now
and I'm
it's
like,
a
I want
now
see
it's a
this.
spoiler alert.
No,
Sorry.
you need to watch the whole thing because it'll blow your mind.
Yeah,
I saw Contact.
it's the one
And
with
I was
the
like,
Contact's the one where she like meets
it's
her
like Sandra
dad
Bullock or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
Spoiler alert again.
Alien just looks like your dad.
So back to this thing right here
It's
is
not a
like
spoiler
if you're a
show.
Oh my god,
scientist
no.
and you're seeing this for the first time and you need to capture it, bring it up to the surface of the ocean to see what it.
I call
Is that
in
thing
sick.
flipping me off, man?
I call in sick that day. Like, sorry.
Yeah, no, if the guy
Mr.
was like, hey,
Mr.
we're
Shredder,
bringing
yeah,
this
I'm
thing
not
on
calling in,
board,
man.
I'd be like, you're going to fuck yourself.
Who's the
I'm not
first
bringing that
dumbass
thing
to
on
touch it
board.
anywhere? I'm not bringing it to sunlight because there's no
Yeah.
telling what it will do. Will it
No.
get
Exactly,
superpowers
Yeah,
and grow?
No, at
I'm
any
not-
moment that thing could go.
that's the fucking Grudge. I'm not
Yeah,
bringing it
yeah.
on
You
board.
don't know it could
I'm not-
grow like 100 fucking feet and engulf your little submarine or
Yeah.
whatever the fuck you're in, and
The thing is, we watch movies. This thing's fucking alive. This
Yeah.
is real
No,
footage.
No.
No,
This
And-
exists in the ocean
The
out
guy
there.
watching that
I was
thing
just
right now
hanging
is
out
probably like,
and
I'm
what that
not
was-
fucking with that.
Yeah.
But my question was, okay, you're the first scientist. You bring it to the surface. You're
I
going to
don't.
test it. Hold on. How do you touch it? What if it's the
Mhm.
most
Fire.
With a
toxic
fucking long
chemical
stick.
ever and
Like,
it
what's the
kills
first
you
thing you do?
instantly? Like, you have no idea what this thing will do to you
If you paint that
touch it.
white,
What?
you're really
The
the
mastodon mask.
mastodon mask.
Like that thing's fucked up.
What do they do when they bring
the
them
thing
up?
about like all the space movies of them being like, oh, there's oxygen here. Let me just take off my fucking mask.
Yeah.
Like you don't know what the fuck is in that air.
Like an arrival.
Micro fucking
Prometheus.
biology shit or whatever. Like
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell to do with that thing.
So what is the plan of action? What's Trump saying about this?
Don't let it in our
Let's
country.
build a fucking wall
The
around
Space
it.
Force.
We'll
build a wall.
We'll build a wall around it, and
We've got an
hopefully
ocean
it'll
force.
die, and
Ocean Force,
we'll
Ocean
separate
Deep
its
Ocean
children's. We'll separate its
That'd
children.
be the
from it,
showstopper.
and-
Like we'd have no more.
Deep
We'd have
Ocean
no
Nine.
more infighting with our country if all of a sudden these started falling from
Yeah,
the sky.
Right. Well,
Or
I
Trump
mean,
would be
what
like,
what is
okay,
that?
Yeah.
We've got a problem
famous
here.
the famous Reagan speech, the fucking World War
Yeah,
whatever
yeah.
fucking speech
Yeah.
about if we experienced a threat of out of this war, then we
What
would
do we-
all work together. And,
It's true.
Hey, man.
Well, look what happened after 9/11. The entire country was all
Yeah,
in unity.
yeah, true
there
there,
was no.
For about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
All I know is like whoever.
Then the Cowboys played the Redskins. And
and then it was back
all
at normal.
hatred. Fuck you. I hate you
Whoever's
all.
going to the depths of the ocean to find
do
these
that?
fucking things.
Dude, they
You have
are
too much money.
fucked up. And it
James Cameron needs to give it a rest.
So are they trying to get one of those? Actively trying to pull one of those into the old flat bottom boat?
I don't know what they're doing with them, but these things exist.
Let's
Like,
just
look
leave
at this thing. Look at this thing. Oh, you're so pretty.
Looks like a clown.
no,
Looks like a clown.
But
yeah,
what if one of these things had the cure for cancer? You start thinking about things like that. Like you pull one up and you get to looking at it, you're like, you know what? I'm gonna inject some of these cells into someone with cancer and see what happens. And it cures them.
or it turns them into a fucking like
One of
irradiated
those.
clown monster.
That
Yeah.
could be too.
and
True. Yeah.
now that guy's walking around.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't make sense to my brain.
No, it
Look how that
no.
wiggles. That's weird.
No, that shouldn't be a thing. It looks like puff. Like yeah, no.
I don't even. I still get freaked out about hammerhead sharks.
Yeah,
Like
Yeah.
the eyeballs way out here.
Yeah.
That freaks me the fuck out. I'm like,
How do they see straight?
how did that
I
work
don't know.
out?
I don't know. I don't know.
I feel like that should have failed in like day one of like evolution.
Yeah, this
just
isn't
like
gonna work.
oh fuck. I
Yeah, you
can't
couldn't-
see shit.
imagine walking through a thin doorway or
Yeah.
it's not very wide and you
Oh.
hit your eyeball in the
it
frame.
went into
Ow!
it went into a space this wide.
Look at this
I
thing.
can't get it.
This is this is another submarine. It's kind of floating around. It's
Game
like
over.
they're just looking at rocks and shit, and they're all of a sudden like, "What's this translucent thing over here?" That's kind of crawling around. It's another one of these semaphore things, or
Oh, kill the fire.
siphonophores.
That thing has a spine though, doesn't it? Look here on this end. Isn't that a spine?
I
Right,
have
so-
no idea.
You
I have
take,
no idea what the anatomy of this
you
thing
take
is.
it up to the
Fix this,
sunlight, you
Rich!
dry it out, light it on fire.
I don't understand anything of these animals. So
I barely understand
if
my
you're listening
pit
to
bull.
this, go hop on Google.
He's got this
and
red mark on his ass. It worries me.
SIPHONOPHORE, and it will creep you out.
Those are weird.
because it's, they say the reason that snakes creep people out is because the way they slither,
Yeah,
the way they move, you can't really
I am
understand
firmly
it.
on the kill all of them.
So this
phase
thing
of
right
snakes.
here, the reason it freaks me out,
Look
I don't
what it's turned
understand
to
it.
now, man. Look what it's. Wait, go back. It turns into this weird looking black hole thing.
Yeah, it turns
Like
into
if
like
you-
a
look.
halo.
Yeah, halo.
It's a portal.
Yeah,
Go back a little bit more. It totally turns into a portal.
With a
I'm
long,
out.
like dick thing sticking out.
We don't need that on our Earth.
kill that.
But,
kill
you know-
all the snakes.
The reason
Oh,
I
wasp.
stood on the beach a couple
Keep
years
chicken wings
ago
up.
poking with a man of war is because I didn't understand it. They don't make any sense. They're a big bubble with a
You
bunch
know they
of
say not
tentacles.
to
Yeah,
do
yeah,
that too.
yeah.
By the way,
What, poke them?
when you see one, because if you
It'll explode
and if it does
pop
explode, you can get some of that action on your face.
And they say in your
Just kidding.
eyes, they say
Yeah.
if you get some of that shit in your eyes, you're done.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah,
your holiday's
Look.
over.
this thing's morphed into like 7 different things, and
No,
now it's a hook. Looks
There
like
is shit in the bottom of our ocean we have
it's,
no
it's
clue
the logo
about.
for Quake now.
it does.
Kill it, yeah.
Did for a second.
All right, so
Man,
Quake
yeah.
demons are going to start popping out. And
What if that thing like, ugh. What if that swam in your dick
Again.
hole, dude?
Again,
You're just
this
taking
is
a nice
why
swim.
we have swimming pools.
I'm starting to agree
Right.
with.
Because we don't
Mr.
have to
Will
go
Hoyt
there
here.
anymore.
we don't.
I'm starting
yeah.
to agree with Brooks.
Yeah.
Just stay in the swimming pool.
Just play in our
Yes.
water in the front
Yes.
yard.
We made it. It's
The slip
fine.
and slide.
So everybody in
slip and
this
slides are
room-
safe, right?
If you ever
Yeah.
take a cruise again, just remember you're floating over this shit
Ugh.
So,
that does weird things like this. Like, I would have floated by this and gone, well, it's a bunch of trash. No, that's something that will eat your soul.
but the bright side of like being in a swimming pool is
You did.
You're
it's
dead.
not there.
And you know what I'm going to do? When someone starts
You're
going
dead.
off on left or right arguments,
Swimming pool.
I'm just going to pull this picture out and go, explain this.
Yeah.
Like,
You're dead.
like someone starts going, we need to do this at the border with all these kids and stuff.
Well, no, but so
What is
or-
this?
Or all you have to say is like,
I'm out.
all right, look
I'm
at all these problems
Stormtroopers
that
of
we
death.
don't
You're
see
dead.
below the surface. Swimming pool.
Swimming pools.
You can-
Chlorine.
You can ignore that. Swimming pool.
Man,
This
what
is
are those little things? Like you're just you're skinny dipping with your lady out in the middle of the ocean, and one of those goes in your dick holes. You're done.
Well, you
You're
know, they
dead.
were,
You're dead.
You
in
did.
Florida, which I got a hold of, is they were talking about sea lice. Is a big
What?
issue in Florida right now, and what it is it's little bitty
sea
jellyfish. Sea lice is little bitty jellyfish, tiny.
You still get to pee on it?
And
That's weird. Okay.
I didn't know that, but I would get out of the
You can
water.
enter your orifices.
I hope not. I
Oh.
haven't had any pee problems lately, but when I got out of the water and before we got on our boat, because we were in Cocoa Beach, the next day I had sores all over my legs, like big. They look like mosquito bites, or like when you get
Yeah.
chiggers in your backyard
Uh-huh.
and they get in your leg, and the way they whelp up. That's what it looked like. And everybody's like, "Oh yeah, it's sea lice, no big deal." Get
There was some of the kids had
real
that
stuff.
from at the beach this weekend.
yeah.
Man, crazy stuff.
But I don't understand any of this
Sea
stuff,
stuff.
and it scared that first one scared the shit out of me.
No.
And it creeped me out, and I figured you guys would appreciate it
Yeah.
That's fucking freaky.
Try it
as
out
hell.
and
because that first one was messed up.
I don't like it.
And I actually called it
That's freaky in itself. Just
No,
a little
yeah.
squid. I'm out.
this fucked
Kill
up
it.
thing.
Kill it. Shit out of it. Kill the shit out of it.
You're gonna like this one because this one has a Japanese guy watching the screen as they pull up on it, and it's like, what? Why?
Oh,
No.
man.
It looks like that mask.
No.
Whoa.
And he's all like, what the
Nope.
hell?
That's like
No.
Cthulhu.
He
or
thinks it's
something.
awesome. It is. It's Cthulhu.
I think he's waiting for tentacle porn to break out, but like
Oh,
that thing,
man.
No, that shouldn't exist.
How
it's out there
Yeah.
waiting for you.
It should die.
waiting to hear some Mountain of Smoke.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like
I want to hear the new album.
Well,
I'm
we
your
got that
biggest
shirt.
fan. I like
Yeah. The old squid shirt. It's made for that guy.
that.
Yeah.
Ugh. All right. So like I said, we're in extra innings. You guys have a new album out.
Yes.
The big release is this weekend.
Yeah, essentially. Yeah. This weekend and next, both. Yeah.
So you got this weekend you're in Austin,
Yeah.
and then next weekend you're
Double wide.
at Double Wide, and then you have a 4 show coming up at Ridgely in 3
Yes.
weeks, 4 weeks.
Yeah. So there's next weekend with Escuela and Burnout and Thunderkeef at the Lost Well in Austin. Weekend after is with Duel of 2 L's, Pinkish Black, and Pink Thing at Double Wide.
Is that Saturday or Friday?
Thing.
That's
Friday.
a Saturday.
That's Saturday.
Yeah, both Saturdays. And then the Thursday after.
Is it 26th or 27th now?
It's the 26th. Yeah. Is with Duel with 1L and Greenbeard at Ridgely.
Are y'all playing the big room at Ridgely or the?
I think it's a small.
the
Like
smaller.
there's 3 rooms. I think we're the medium room.
the medium room.
Yeah.
Okay. Are y'all going to go to the Ridgely this Sunday?
Oh, for the
award
weekly.
ceremony.
No.
So it is confirmed that. God dang it. I got it right here in the show notes. I just went freaking nuts. Bruce's band, War Beast,
Okay. Yeah.
is going to play
Okay.
because Bruce has had the cancer issues,
Right. Yeah.
and he has given it a go because they're being inducted in the Hall of Fame and they're playing 3 songs.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And he's like, I'm gonna see if I can do it,
Yeah.
and kind of badass.
Excellent.
So,
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah.
yeah.
I did not know that. Yeah.
Yeah, he said his recovery's been really good.
For me, it's a practical problem of kids, wife at work.
Well, and y'all are in Austin the night before.
Yeah.
So
And
trying
she
to get
works. She works the next night, so I got to be back for that.
Are y'all up for one?
Yeah,
Two?
metal. Yeah,
Metal?
I think we're just metal. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
against us.
So
You're in this spectacle.
we have a
The
hard
spectacle.
time paying attention to a lot of those because, like, we got
Wasn't, like,
there was
one
one
of-
year with the Dallas Observer where we were. It was us, True Widow,
In metal?
Mothership, Power Trip, and we were like, oh yeah, people are gonna
Yeah.
vote for us.
Wasn't one of like the nominees like, oh man, that like super huge band?
Oh
they
yeah,
got, like
there's some metal
100
band on the fourth weekly one that's
20,000
like, yeah, they
followers or something like
Oh,
that.
it's Sleeper.
yeah,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
one,
And
It's
that they're a national band that's been touring forever. They're into that
Yeah.
whole post-hardcore. They
Yeah,
got
I'm
the
like-
kids following them and
Oh,
stuff.
yeah,
so
we're gonna beat
Hold
that
on,
out,
let me-
yeah.
that's basically
let
the way
me
we
post
are.
about it
We're
on
like, okay.
Facebook for all 7 of these guys to
Yeah, we're gonna.
weird.
give me a thumbs up
Meh.
on. Yeah, like
Which reminds me, I need to check our email because he was supposed to get back with us about our RSVPs, and I don't know if he ever did.
Well, we automatically get in because of the show.
Yeah,
You and I do, but the rest of the band, if they
the
want
free
to come
beer and the
whatever.
food. That's
Yeah.
why I like
yeah.
it.
Yeah,
I mean,
Miller Lite sponsor. We can
Hey,
drink as
we
much Miller
we
Lite
used
as
to
we want.
like
free?
we.
Hell
Yeah.
man.
You could. Yeah. Feel free to go, but no, I like.
I had no idea.
I'll be home with the kids, but no, we've done the Observer one a few years, and it
Y'all
We've done
played
that.
it too,
It's
haven't you? On
Yeah.
the showcase.
yeah.
yeah, and it's always kind of ridiculous. Like last time they had us at whatever the Door is now.
Yeah.
Playing like the Christian venue with like us and like 2 rap acts, and then like it makes no sense. Like who is
Yeah.
at this venue see this show, and then the Hall & Oates cover band, Rich Girls. So it's like
What?
the lineup where you're like, the fuck, who
Love those
came to
guys.
that show?
I want to
though?
see it.
So
Yeah,
when,
but you're like,
I've never seen
who
them.
is
You never
this-
seen the Rich
Oh,
Girls?
they're great.
Fucking
They're
awesome,
great.
man.
Yeah.
when
But
I
you're
was
like, who
out
is that
there,
Check
show
my mom. My
for?
mom
Like-
loves them.
It's
Like-
they put on a really good show.
Hall & Oates is coming.
Is it? Are they from
Are they really?
Dallas?
Mhm.
Dude, I have to check them out.
They're
Yeah.
here. Hall & Oates is here in like 3 weeks, 2 weeks.
No, the main guy in Rich Girls we're buddies with, yeah. But no, I like the Observer ones. Last time we played at like 8:30. And we go
Yeah.
to the band section, and they were out of beer by like 9:15.
The
Well, I guess we're going home. Like,
the Fort Worth
Yeah.
Weekly is actually pretty good because years before they would do it at shipping and receiving in the big warehouse room, and beer lasted through the entire ceremony. Last year they changed it up to where the VIPs could go into the medium room,
yeah,
and there was a whole spread there, and then they were set up for free beers.
yeah,
And then once the ceremony started, it was free beers for like an hour or two, and then they started charging for. But the liquor, you always had to pay for the liquor.
right.
Yeah.
But it was pretty good last year. I really liked because they were using the big room at the Ridgely, and it was nice.
Yeah.
And it's fun. That's where it'll be.
It's going to
this
be in the
year.
big room this year, too? Okay. I should probably check the email.
Probably should just
Since,
check and see if they've
See
given
if
us
we're
notice.
still invited. Might have been like, we went ahead and decided to rescind.
Well, it
Are
all
you guys?
Laughers
that's
off
the
the table.
band, right?
Yeah.
Us, we can get in whenever we want.
So
Because
it's,
of the show.
it's just like if you're nominated, you can get in for free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're nominated, you're allowed to go to the VIP party and everything beforehand.
Oh, right on.
Because the
How do
nominees
they
are
know
allowed to go.
who's in
I
what
didn't know
band?
that.
They have someone at the door checking,
Oh, okay.
and you're supposed to RSVP and blah blah
I
blah.
did
But
get
if
an
you're on
email
there,
about that today, but I did not respond to it.
yeah, if you
I'll
just
do
show
it. I'll
up,
do it.
if you
Yeah,
just show up
that's
and
the
say,
last email.
hey,
Still
I'm in
got
this
it.
band, blah blah blah.
They haven't sent us another email about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just says that it's the same email that all the bands got. In fact, I can see y'all's name on it right here.
Yep.
And Duel's on here, and it said, "Hey, we'll get back with you about RSVP procedures." And that's
Duel
the last
2
I
Ls.
heard. Duel with 2 L's. I should
Right.
make that clear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Duel with 3 L's. That's gonna be my. I
Or
want to
else.
Duel with no L's.
every time.
All else.
Every time y'all come in
Duel.
on our show, I always start obsessing on concept bands and doing something cool like y'all have done. And my concept band's gonna be Duel with 3 L's, and we're gonna be
So the other
Wait.
day, before we leave, I've been driving back and forth to Dallas for the last 2 weeks because my dad's over in Baylor.
Okay.
I haven't really disclosed that on the show, but as I've been driving back and forth, you just kind of get in this zone on 183 and just kind of like,
No, yeah.
your brain kind of starts freaking out. And 3 days ago? I think this is Tuesday, so it was Saturday. I was thinking about you guys coming in, and I happened to be driving by, I think it was at Central. There's one of those painting with a twist
Yeah.
places.
Yeah.
And I was like, how amazing would it be to take you
Yeah.
guys in there one night? Like, we rent the place out, and we do a painting with a twist
Dude.
of all of us in there, and we video it. And then I started thinking about other concepts because my wife wants me to
That's genius.
go get the old snip.
I had my meeting. I met with my doctor today.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah.
How'd
It's
it
like a
go?
24-hour nut
Yeah.
punch, right?
No, I didn't have it done today. Just the,
Yeah,
the
I was like, you're
consultation.
getting
Yeah,
around
yeah.
really well
No, yeah.
today.
And drinking a lot.
And
Consultation, huh?
Yeah, but no, yeah, I have it coming up. Yeah.
It's like a 24-hour nut
It
punch.
was
I heard.
weird
It's like,
because like
that's it. You're done
having
after
not
24
met
hours.
with a doctor that like had to touch everything, and then he was like, "We'll go ahead and get naked," and I haven't done that since I was like 14. And you're just like,
Okay.
"Oh, all right."
Okay, so when I
Just,
had
like,
my kidney stone earlier
Awkward standing.
in the year or in the
Like,
last
once
year,
again, it was cold. I got a draft. Okay.
I was going to the urologist and he was checking things out. And then I told him, I was like, well, the wife wants me to get the snip. And he's like, all right. Well, first off, my doctor's name's Will Smith and he is black. So that's funny. Second off, he had a intern in there that was hot as hell.
Yeah.
And I was like, what do I need to do? Would I come see you? Blah, blah, blah. Can we do it? He's got an office in Irving and Keller. And he's like, yeah, we can do it up at the Keller one, blah, blah, blah. He's like, but normally I like to check my, make sure everything's going to be okay before we do it. He's like, so if you want to, just drop your drawers. I'll take a quick look and make sure everything's all right. I was like, I wasn't
Like now?
I wasn't.
Did you look at her?
expecting
Or
this.
did you immediately go,
I kind of did. I kind of went, all right,
what,
I guess
what was
so.
the look, what was the look that she shined back at you? Was it like, or was it
No.
like, come on, I do this all the time.
I
look.
dropped my pants. She was pure disappointment.
She's like, oh.
The guy before you was so much bigger. But yeah.
You know she does.
So then the reason I brought that up was I was thinking, how funny would it be to have Mountain of Smoke playing as you're getting stiffed?
Well, remember when I got my ass fucking, when I got the colonoscopy?
But I'm talking
checked it
live
out.
in the room.
But no, I thought for some reason
That's the next video.
we had just had Huffer on our show, and they put me under, and the first thing I came through, I was saying, man, that was really cool. Like, I don't remember this conversation. But my girlfriend said that. I said, that was really cool of y'all to be playing Huffer the whole time y'all did the operation. And he's just like, okay, yeah, we're glad we did that for you. And I'm like, yeah. And then she said I kept cussing and stuff. And I was like, about 20 minutes later, I remember going, did I talk to him about Huffer? She was like, yeah, and your podcast and all this shit. And I was like, oh,
So I'm
my
talking about
gosh,
Shay
dude.
the whole time.
Yeah.
Now, I've never been put under.
Oh,
That's not like truth serum, is it? Because I don't want like,
man, Kim, I don't
like if
know,
my
man.
mom's around and
Yeah,
stuff,
no,
I don't want
no.
to just start confessing shit.
Yeah.
Like, I've had about, when I got stabbed, there was nothing I could, like, they kept me under as long as they could because I was drunk when it happened. But the knee surgery and the checking the butt was full on, like, there were stories told about, like, apparently when I got my knee done, I was yelling at the nurse to give me more opiates.
That sounds about
And
right.
I was like, did I say opiates or pain pills? No, she was like, no, you were verbatim, like, asking for opiates.
no,
I was
that's like a
okay.
Friday night for you.
Well, back then it was maybe. But yeah, and then the second time I was asking about Huffer. And I've had a friend who had something done, and he started talking about his ex-girlfriend in front of his mom and his his new girlfriend.
That's not good.
That's not right.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
when are
not
you
right.
gonna get it done, Brooks?
Yeah, we want to be there.
It's going to be an invite situation.
He's looking at your tour schedule and stuff, and like, well, we got shows and stuff coming
I
up.
booked around shows.
How
Our
long,
cabs
you,
are
how long
heavy.
are you gonna be out of action, man?
48 hours.
Yeah, I heard it's real cool.
48
It's
hours.
just like you
That's it,
got
yeah.
punched in the nuts and you have to have ice on them for about
Yeah,
24
You
hours,
play
and then
Xbox.
yeah.
and then the next day they say don't
told me
lift
I could
things
drive
up.
home if I wanted to.
That's weird.
Oh.
They were like an hour
That's
later.
like
they're
too
like, you
much
can drive
of
home.
leg issue.
Yeah.
You can't.
I think that was after they had seen what was going on downstairs.
Don't they
like,
tell you
"Nah,
to-
you could drive home.
Yeah,
Don't-
you're
I-
good. You're,
I'm not.
That'll only take a
I
second.
could be mistaken because I've never had it done, but I'm
That's
pretty
one
sure they say
stitch.
to jack off after a certain amount of time.
We're
No,
not
you're
even gonna have to
supposed to a lot.
shave you.
You're supposed to a lot,
A lot.
after.
Yeah, afterwards.
It's
To
like
clear your
at
shit
the-
out.
Yeah, because you got to clear it out.
So they tell you to jack
They
off
say
a
it
lot.
takes 8 to 10 weeks for it to
Well, when
actually.
Can you, when can you get it on?
I think you got to wait until after those 8 to 10 weeks.
Yeah, because you got to
otherwise
send a
might,
test in
yeah.
afterwards to make sure.
Yeah, you have
everything's
to
dead.
send in like 2 tests to be like, am I
Spitting blanks.
like?
It's gonna be weird when I show up at a show and I'm just sitting there going, "Guys, I gotta."
Hey,
I have a test.
Here's my prescription.
Listen, I've been studying. I've been studying
We'll
a
get
lot.
back to the music here in a little bit.
It says I still need to work on it. So.
Yeah. Well,
Time out on
Still
the show.
studying.
who's up next? All right, so I can do it now, and then after
Just
Duel,
holding the
I'll
cup.
do it, and again, and then after Mountain of Smoke, I should be able to do it again. So
That's hilarious.
You're gonna
Do it
time
on-
all your
do it
jack
on
offs.
stage
Just
while you're playing.
Yeah,
be
just
like,
go for
oh
it, yeah.
fuck, man, I got a
Yeah, I
show,
gotta- yeah.
but I still got to do.
doctor told me I got to do this. I got a medical release.
Yeah.
I'm good for 8 more weeks. Get ready for this.
You've all seen Guar, haven't you? Come on, it's nothing new.
We do have one email, real quick, and then
Oh,
we'll
yeah.
close out the show because it's about you guys. It
Oh,
says,
shit.
"Subject Mountain of Smoke." It's from Donald in Azel. So this is
Donald, very great name. Why did you say that?
It's a
It
great
might be
name.
racist.
It's the best name.
Best name.
Hey, Donald.
It says, "Hey dudes, welcome back. I saw that Mountain of Smoke has a big record release coming up soon with Pinkish Black on the bill. I seen them at the weekly awards thing and they kicked ass. I didn't get to see Mountain of Smoke that day.
We didn't play it.
Not sure if or where they were playing. Anyways, you guys should try to get Mountain of Smoke on again soon."
Here we are.
There they are.
Done.
Huh?
Yeah.
We're
Well, Pinkish
playing
Black and us are playing July 14th at the
14th.
Double Wide. Yeah.
Double
So-
wide.
Double wide.
So
Or-
Donald,
Donald, if you want to
Yes.
drive down
I'll
to
be
Austin,
calling you out on stage.
if you want to drive down to Austin,
That'd
we're
be
playing
great,
this
Bucks.
Saturday at the Lost Well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to give a shout out. We got a bunch of Austin peeps. Go to the Lost Well this Saturday.
And
That's what's important. Lost Well this
both
Saturday.
those shows do something that like we're big fans of, to where it's not one thing all night. So if you go to the Lost Well show, it's like there's a grind band, there's a super stoner metal band, there's us. It runs a gamut. If you come to the Double Wide, you get Pinkish Black. You have us, who are not in the same.
Where do you put
ballpark.
yours? Where do you put you guys now?
I say sludge.
Okay.
I think that
Sci-fi
fits.
sludge or
Yeah.
something like
Yeah.
That's kind of badass.
Uh,
I like that.
Yeah.
And then you get Duel, and you have Pink Thing, so you've got like a punk rock band, a hard rock band. Like you don't have to go to a show and be like, I'm gonna watch one band all night play a Black Sabbath riff or whatever. Like it's
Or six.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a whole night of different things you get to see. So I think both nights are good.
And then what is it the week after that? 26th Thursday night. If you
Yeah,
want to come
yeah.
to the Ridgely in Fort
For
Worth,
Duel with 1L
maybe
and
a little
Green
closer
Beard.
to Azel.
Yeah.
We're playing with Greenbeard and
Duel with 1L.
Duel with 1L.
Yeah.
And real
Has
quick,
to
the
be.
record. When are we gonna have? Are you making
So-
vinyls or anything?
so,
or is there merch? New
we
merch?
haven't really. Yeah, so there's a lot of merch. There's
We waited
stickers,
till they got drunk. Now we
patches,
can't.
koozies, 2 T-shirts, posters, all this stuff. But there is not a physical release.
Okay.
It's all digital.
It's all digital, and
He's got
yeah, there's a number of
from-
reasons for
from
it.
Beyond
Yeah,
kind of contractual stuff.
there's
so.
some contract stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but
Oh man.
Universal Records. ain't
Universal,
playing
yeah,
around.
they don't fuck around. But so it's all
Whoa,
done
whoa,
in
whoa,
a
whoa,
particular
whoa,
way.
whoa, whoa.
Holy shit.
So you can't release a
Sucks.
physical release because of
The time could is it
because
because of time?
Is it
Or-
timing?
Because of
Technically,
timing.
Because it's
Because timing,
mean-
and I'm still technically under contract.
like the
So-
do for it stuff. We kind of gotta.
Yeah, like
move
we have to
away
be.
from it for a
Yeah,
little bit
everything
'cause
has to be
he's
done just
still-
all digital. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yuck. That
So-
sucks getting involved in that shit.
We're
It's
not
cool. I
brothers
love both
in arms
bands.
on the same label then.
Technically not. Yeah, I mean, but
I'm just fucking
like,
with
I mean, I don't know.
It's stupid.
It's all really
dumb,
silly
yeah.
shit. But
so will
it's-
there
Yeah.
eventually be a vinyl release of this?
Yes.
Okay.
Just gonna have
At
to
some
wait
point
some
in time.
time.
That's all I care
Right
about.
now, so if you pay we're charging $10. What you do is you buy this manila envelope that has inside of it a poster, a download card, a sticker, and the lyric sheet. There's a $2 upgrade from that to where you get a patch and a koozie, and then there's 2 different T-shirts. So yeah, there's ways to buy it, but yeah, it's just
Okay.
yeah. For the time being, it is all online.
Are they gonna say we owe them money because one of their musicians
No, because
Was in my
was in,
backyard.
because,
I think
Say-
if we like sell physical stuff and start making money that
Yeah.
way,
Brooks
then,
was-
they
yeah,
can,
yeah, yeah.
then
We
they
have,
can come down with the hammer. If
we're
they
just
want.
trying to
Yeah.
avoid their.
you know,
It's
yeah.
like the Eye of Sauron.
Mhm.
You're just trying to.
yeah,
You're just
We
floating
get it.
around the
You're
outside.
trying to avoid it,
yeah.
so
we
we can
got
throw
you.
that ring into the. Yeah.
How
You don't
much
want to
longer
run
you
into
got
one
with
of
that?
wait.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you know
So
how much
the image
longer
has
you got with
changed.
that, or is that?
Was so I am 3 months more. 3 months. Yeah.
Well, what
But-
if the band what if From Beyond decides to re-up? Are you still playing bass with them, or what's going on with that? I never really got into that. Or do you want us to shut the fuck up and end the show now?
All right, we'll shut up and end the show now.
It's been good.
And no, it's been good having you
No,
guys.
I mean we just don't know. We don't know.
Yeah, I feel you, man.
Everything's up there. Hey, it's the future, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Into the
Who
great
knows?
wide
Yeah, yeah.
open.
I
Yeah.
hate when negotiations
he's
come up
dead.
during the middle of a season.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, you know.
happens sometimes.
Yeah.
Next thing we know, he'll be playing for the Warriors
Yeah.
too.
This
Yeah.
is like yeah.
Or the
He'll
Lakers.
be all
The
screwed up.
Lakers, yeah.
We didn't even get
Yeah.
to talk about that, man.
Oh, I had
man.
some hot sports opinions on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, we
The
didn't
NBA
shoot
is
the
screwed.
shit. We didn't do anything.
There's no reason to watch.
Yeah, we need
There
to bring
is
y'all
no
back.
reason to watch for like
Watch
3
hockey.
more seasons.
We went down
It's
a
better.
rabbit hole of
Hockey's
all
way
kinds
better.
of. Sorry we did that, but we did. Sometimes that happens on our show. We go down these paths and we don't come back.
Yeah.
You know what?
But
You know how many things we hit on our show notes list?
Big-
1.
the band Mountain of Smoke was it?
Oh, 2. We hit Mountain of Smoke,
Yeah.
and we hit
the
that
octopus
weird
fucking thing.
sea shit.
Yeah.
Because it freaked me
I
out.
don't want to think about that. Ever
Well, we
again.
would love to have y'all back soon, though, because we
Yeah,
love
man,
having
this
y'all
is
on.
great.
And
Yeah,
we
yeah.
didn't really. There was a lot of things that we didn't get to do because
Yeah.
our
We're always
ADD.
around.
We'll take our Adderall before we do the show.
No, and it's a holiday night, so we went extra long.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
leading
It's
into
a
a
holiday
holiday.
show.
It's-
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
Uh,
is badass, man. Thanks
we
for
haven't had you
having
guys
us.
in a while, so
Yeah.
I mean, it's a great conversation. I had fun.
I had
Oh,
a good
yeah.
time.
Yeah,
me
you are
too.
some of our favorite dudes. So
Oh, thanks.
everybody,
Wish you much
Aw.
luck. From like I said, I've heard half of the record. I'll probably listen to the rest of the half tonight, and then
We-
I'll
we
probably
feel
listen to
good.
it tomorrow too.
yeah, the
once or
4 tracks
twice,
that I've
but
made it through, fucking awesome.
Second half is
Really
really
good.
sweet.
I
Yeah.
dig the shit out of it, and instrumental.
Yeah, there's 2.
Yeah, there's two.
of
Yeah.
them, Yeah.
The only one I've heard is the
Alex.
first the intro.
Incept.
Yeah.
Incept, yeah.
I haven't heard the second one.
Yeah.
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 Second
it's,
one's
what,
kind of the
track
same
6?
kind of deal.
Same vibe, yeah.
Kind of like split the record in 2 a little bit,
Mhm.
like a beginning and ending.
Yeah.
Like
halves,
yeah,
yeah.
the ending is kind of my
Let me-
favorite.
Okay, I'm gonna chase another rabbit then, real quick, and
Yeah.
before is it gonna be available on Spotify, or we have to wait on that
It will, but not right away.
too? So same thing.
yeah,
We're
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
wait
Apple
for
Music?
some stuff to pan
Yeah,
out.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's that?
Apple Music.
No,
see.
so it's only going to be if you order it through Bandcamp, and then a drop card comes with it, to where you can download it through that. And then at some point in time, we'll open up Spotify and Apple. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah. It'll take a minute.
If you listen
That's
to our
what I'm gonna
podcast
need.
show, listen to Mountain of Smoke. They are awesome. They rule.
Thanks, guys.
And
Yeah.
we have had lots of feedback that a lot of our fans really dig you guys. So,
Good.
Thank you
and
very
like I
much.
Yeah.
said, Austin next Saturday,
This Saturday.
This
or
Saturday.
this
yeah.
Saturday,
And Dallas
the
is Saturday. Yeah, next Saturday.
and Dallas next Saturday. Be there.
We have shit going on Saturday.
No, Double White.
Oh, yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I don't think so. We can go out there. No, I plan on going out there. So,
It'll be good. It'll
all
be
right. Well,
good. Go to our show, not that True Widow show.
there's
They're
a True
playing-
Widow show.
Yeah, Yeah.
There is?
Why didn't y'all
We were
play
just talking about
together?
that.
I know.
We wanted to.
Yeah.
We
Have y'all
wanted
ever
to.
played together?
Neither, and we have, and we're friends with them. Their show got announced like the same day as ours, literally.
You're like,
And like they
"Fuck."
both went up and were like, "Son of a bitch."
Why don't we work this out?
Yeah.
Where they
yeah,
at?
We should have talked. They're at Texas. No, I'm not gonna tell you.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can tell us
The
later.
only shows that matter.
Well, I think we got it. So
All
I
right.
could have gotten anywhere with that.
So, Lost Will this Saturday, Double
Double
Wide
Wide.
next Saturday
With Pinkish Black.
with Pinkish Black,
not the detective.
and then
26 at Ridgely.
The
with
following
Ridgely,
Saturday at the
with
Ridgely.
Duel with 1L.
Duel with 1L.
y'all got 3
Green
Saturdays all lined up.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Belvedere.
Yeah.
Sorry, Belvedere.
R.I.P.
All right, and then
Stay
you
hard.
guys can be seen mountainofsmoke.com, Mountain
Yeah.
of Smoke
Yeah.
Facebook.
Facebook, Mountain of Smoke.
We got some
Instagram.net.
We got some YouTube
Backslash.
videos on there too.
X
And
videos.
yes, if you want to hear 2 new tracks off the album, you can go to YouTube
Yeah.
right now, and you'll hear the track we opened with
Yeah.
and the track we're about to close with.
There we go.
All right.
All
It's
right.
been good seeing you guys.
Love you guys.
Love
Later.
you. Kisses on the neck.
Yes. Hug, hug, kiss, kiss. I think that was officially our longest show.
Really?
We're right at 3 hours.
Oh,
Damn.
We did start late, but I'm looking at the time here. We're at 2:53.
Woo. That was awesome, man.
We got into a weird diatribe there in the middle that was,
yeah.
but it was great. It was like,
That was like pretty organic stuff. Just
yeah.
got deep rolling.
It was a good conversation because we weren't like, it wasn't a bunch of people like yelling and being like, "No, you're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong.
said he was going to
I did this. You idiot."
You don't believe me. I told you.
Man, I've seen some soccer shoes like those, just like this.
Oh, he did bust up the idea